All right, here we go. All right, we're live, guys. Let's see. All right, Josh isn't in yet. Welcome, everybody, to Arm Wrestling Showcase number 34. Back again to hang out, talk about the most interesting thing on the planet, arm wrestling. And the most interesting thing in arm wrestling happening this week is UAL, the UAL California State Championship, which is happening this weekend. We got that East versus West thing happening too, but what we're really looking forward to is the UAL State Championship. So in the house with us, we have the legendary Don Mormon. What's up, Don? We got Mr. Travis Pencher. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We
What's
got
going
Travis
on, boys?
Pencher, the man with the plan behind the Kringle poll. That was a really great event recently. Also, new talented competitor in our community. We've got another legend, the one and only Santino Bravo, the strongest lightweight you have ever seen.
Yeah, he is.
And Santino's going to be competing for sure 165 pro at the UAL State Championship on Saturday. And he'll be hanging out Sunday for the amateurs as well, as will I. And I don't know, we might see Santino pull up, but we'll see. And Travis, if you can unmute yourself, what are you going to be pulling at the UAL?
I'm pulling 185. I was thinking about pulling 205 as well, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel, and I definitely want to be pulling more classes this year. I don't just want to just pull just one weight class. I want to pull two or three, you know. So I think with the training that I'm going to be implementing, I think my endurance can hold up for that many rounds. So I think that's what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to do a lot more traveling this year as well. And then with having a newborn on the way, it's going to be a little difficult. But I committed uh, a really strong regimen for this year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I ideally I want to pull two classes on Sunday.
Yeah, that's great. Doing two or more classes at the UAL State Championship, you're going to get to pull a lot, man. That's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good experience. I definitely recommend it for anybody. So are you going to be coming to destroy all the pros on Saturday, or are you hitting up the amateurs this time?
No, no. I'm not gonna be doing pros for a while. I'm just strictly amateurs. I gotta get some golds under my belt before I actually move up, obviously to pro. Um,
Okay,
but
smart.
but yeah, I mean, last year I competed 5 times. I only placed twice. So I mean, I think I'll be ready to move up, once I win my division every tournament. I feel, I think that's the time for me to move up, and maybe I'll move up a class and then try to, win that division. And once I do that, I think I'll be ready, because I think a lot of people just move up too quickly and then they get destroyed and then they get defeated. So, in my class, 185, potentially moving up in weight in the future. I mean, there's some savages in 185 and 205. So I don't even want to be a part of that pro class right now. I mean, in the next 2 years, even.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're just they're insane. They're insane. So I don't want no part of that right now.
Yeah, I was recently having that conversation. Just amateurs, they're not the same right now. They're just not. Especially like the last couple years, I'd say the amateur classes are really, really good. It's very impressive. So I think you are making a good choice following the conservative route there. And, but everyone runs their own race. And as long as you're running
Yeah.
yours, it's
The
a good
pro
one.
class, the sometimes the pro classes are just beat down.
Up, you're breaking up on us, Don. Okay, well, until you clear up on us, Don, I'm going to go around and I'm also going to introduce my co-host, Josh Edwards with Nowhere to Run Arm Wrestling. How's it going, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing? Sorry, I was having a little bit of trouble getting in.
Yeah, no problem, man. And I'm gonna go through one by one. We got Andrew Sanchez in the house with us for the first time, and we've got the man, the myth, the legend. Will Klingman is in the house.
Not all that.
Yeah.
I'm just
How's
Will.
that bolt going, Will?
I'm just Will.
Hey, you got,
And that's why
just
we love
take it.
Will.
Just take it.
Definitely. Yeah, California's behind our Will Klingman for sure. All right, before I go through and hear about some of these other competitors and their plans this weekend, Don, what were you about to say? We kind of
I
lost you.
was gonna
Got cut
say
off.
that. Can you hear me right now?
Mhm. Now we can't.
The irony.
You're messing with us. Are you doing that? Are you just like freezing? No, we really lost you again. All right, Andrew Sanchez, we got you competing this weekend at UAL, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do right and left 205 under 185 205.
Awesome. And you'll be competing on Sunday or Saturday?
Oh, why do you give me so much credit? You know I'm not a pro. Sunday, bro. I can't do Saturday.
Okay. All right. Are you going to come hang out Saturday during the pro competition as well?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I wasn't going to, but just thinking about it, I think it's important to actually watch the pros and see how they're doing everything because, being fresh into this sport, you could have all the strength in the world, but if the technique isn't there, it really doesn't matter. I mean, look, I pulled with Benjimac, and if you can't get past Benji's flap, like I can crank on him all day, but he's just there, waiting and waiting and waiting. So you kind of have to pick up the different techniques from people and watching these pros and see how they adapt in the middle of a lose situation too, as well. Um, like at the Chris Kringle pull, one of our guys, he won like the best pull there. Like he overcame one of the worst spots and he ended up just coming through and getting the pin. And it was like one of the most exciting things to watch. So you learn a lot just from being able to take it in and kind of just pay attention to what they're doing with their hands and fingers for the most part.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It gets tricky for sure. And you're on a good path, man. Since you've been working with the team, just watching your progress has been really amazing. So I'll be behind you. I'll be there Sunday. In your corner and everything, rooting you on. We've got the big man, the captain, Mr. Derek Smith is in the house. What's up, Derek?
Yo, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing, man?
Very good. Good show today, by the way. Enjoyed that.
Oh, thank you.
So the topic of discussion tonight is UAL. Now, Will, we haven't really checked in with you. What's the plan for this weekend?
I mean, no plan at all, but I'll probably be in the 185 class, like the very bottom. But I'm not gonna cut because I mean, I don't see a point. I mean, I just want to pull, And now that I'm actually trying to like get bigger and stronger, I'm gaining weight. So going backwards would just be going backwards, in my opinion, because I took so long just to get that little 5 pounds, to 170, and hopefully I can just keep going and actually be strong, not
Cool.
just. I don't know how to explain it. It was a horrible explanation, but yeah.
Yeah, no, man, like I'm like right on the fence with you. Like I partly don't ever want to have to cut. It just I'd rather feel comfortable and everything like that. But yeah, I was talking to Derek, captain, seeing what he thought for my position, and I'm trying to do it better. Does anybody in here have any insight on cutting weight for a competition?
Oh, I know so much about that, dude. All I do is cut weight, man. So
Yeah, right, Derek.
just shred water cuts. That's what I do, man.
Actually, yeah, I mean, I did a lot of tournaments and competitions by now, and I've cut a lot of weight. And I mean, it really depends on what you're going for. And Will's doing a smart decision with gaining that little weight, especially when you can't gain easy. You don't necessarily want to cut down because then, all that work just kind of dissipates like that. So I
Yep,
think,
yep.
yeah, it's smart to do weight cutting, but it's also smart to do it if you don't, or not do it if you don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a little bit of experience. It just depends on whether or not you're dropping like overall body weight over a longer period of time, like dropping some extra fat, or if you're doing a shorter, just water cut. So those things can play a factor in what tournament you're prepping for and what type of sacrifice you're looking to make.
Okay. Yeah. So for example, the Kringle pull, this last one, I only had like 10 pounds to lose, but normally that would be easy for me. It just happened to be hard for this one. And so I started my cut, I think about a week, maybe 7 or 8 days before, and just did what I, would normally do to make sure I stayed at a weight. And I was just kind of reduce a few carbs here and there, and did that. It did nothing until literally a little more than 24 hours before the competition, and I had to do like an extreme water cut to make it, and felt pretty terrible. Do you think so say when we're talking 10 pounds, is that a water cut to you? And should that be gradually started like a week in advance? What do you guys think?
Yeah, so for me, 10 pounds of water cut, depending on what weight, is a lot, especially going into a competition. For Worlds this year, I had about 5 pounds of water, just a shortcut. Wasn't too difficult, but there is a specific process you need to do in order to do it safely, and also a process to rehydrate so you're not losing too much strength or anything, just not taking too much out of you. But all that does just come down to experience, because last year was the first time I did it for nationals, and that was like maybe 3 pounds. So I don't have great experience in it, but I have some to where it's like for this year's Worlds, about 5 days before started the process of water loading. So I was drinking about 2.5 gallons of water a day. So I'd go from, let's say, 128 to 133 overnight, just that short 5 pounds. And each day leading up, it'd be a 6 pounds, 5 pounds. So by the time I weighed in, I'm about maybe 2 pounds under the cap, then the process to rehydrate. So it all depends on how much water you're trying to cut.
Okay. And just final question on that. So you just made weight, and say you've been depleted of, water as much as you want, and like nutrients and stuff. What does that refueling process look like? You got to compete in 2-3 hours. You just weighed in. Is it slow drinking of water? Like how does that look?
If it's shorter, like a 2-hour weigh-in, then I'm probably not going to try and cut that much water. Like if it's like 8 pounds, just for me at a lighter weight. The heavier you are, you can get away with a little bit more because you have more water weight to lose. But me at like 130 pounds, that's not a whole lot. But if it were that case, then yeah, I'm trying to get as much water in as I can, but not overloading my system, but also getting electrolytes, so I can actually absorb it. So I don't want to just chug just a whole gallon straight just to have it go through, because it's going to continue to go through your system like it has been when you're water loading before. But it's just getting enough water to rehydrate, electrolytes, salt, sodium, keeping all that monitored to make sure you're properly hydrated.
Well, also too, Kane, what you could do is, because it seems like a lot, but you have to know your body well in order to break down the process easier. But you could really do like a pound or two a day, depending on the duration of days that you have until weigh-ins, and then just maintaining each day. So honestly, it's not good. I personally wouldn't even do 10 pounds because it's not worth it. But yeah, you could do a few pounds a day. You just have to stretch it throughout the week and just maintain it. And then that'll keep you from just all of a sudden having to cut a lot more at the last second and then feeling like garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, I went gradual this last one. Fortunately, I'm like pretty much right there this time. So,
What, 65?
Yeah, I'm 167 in the morning right now, so I should be fine for Saturday. I'll keep it conservative till then, but nothing.
I stay right around 178.
Yeah.
And almost no matter what, I walk around. That's why I always look for a 176 tournament.
Yeah, for the
Jamie,
first time, that's where I'm getting is 176. So
someone that's fluctuated weight a good amount, Mr. Jamie Shelton.
hey there, Mr. Natfit, Jamie
He's
Shelton.
varied a bit. I think I met Jamie when he was like 155.
Yeah, yeah.
155?
Now
Derek
he's
looks
two
very
Jamie
bored in this
Sheldons.
conversation. I don't think Derek has any input on cutting weight, does he?
That's it.
We're moving on.
I can talk about the philosophy of cutting and why someone would cut, but the actual
Oh, of
process of
course.
cutting,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sure.
Yeah, you're educated in it. Yeah, you just never had to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
also
it's like me.
we also have Mike Linder in the house, one of our new shining stars on Alpha Empire. Came in a few months back from Minnesota and is really stapling himself here in California and killing it. Last tournament, Kringle Pull Pro, right? I believe it was first place. Am I right?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. And I believe you took second on the left. And yeah, just really, really impressive.
Uncle Derek? Look at Uncle Derek.
So yeah,
I took second in
What's happening, Mike?
185. What up? How you doing, Don?
Hey, how are you?
It's a party in here, man. It's quite a lot of people here. We've got Carolyn Loomis
Mike's a
in
beast.
the house.
Are you pulling UAL, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Are you 65 or you going 85?
65. 165.
65? Okay.
I might pull the 185s too just for fun. I don't know. We'll see.
Do it, man. Do it. Hey,
Yeah,
you know
either way,
you'll end up
you're
pulling like
strong as hell.
150 people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We also got Rodell Escalar in the house. And what's up? We got our teammate Johnny Dang is in the house moderating. What's up, Johnny? We got Paul Stevens in the house saying what's up. He just got home from work. Pop in whenever you want, Paul. Atlantis IRL, what's up? And Devin's Forearm came to hang out. And we've also got Jaden Knight Sr. What's up, Jaden? All right, so I'm gonna turn this to the vets in here. Derek and Jamie. Let's start with you, Derek. If you had any advice for people competing at UAL for the first time, what's your advice?
Like this is their first tournament or the first time at UAL?
First time at UAL. And let's say amateurs.
Well, this is a big one, right? This is the biggest event on the West Coast traditionally, right? I know Washington's having some good match things up there, but traditionally, I think LA Fit Expo is the biggest event on the West Coast. So you can expect a big turnout in your class in terms compared to other events you go to normally, right? Obviously, some events are hit or miss, but generally this one's gonna be pretty good. So it's gonna be a deeper class in terms of you're gonna have more matches. I mean, if you're winning. So I think obviously prep you take a little more serious and things like that. But I mean, the general obvious answer is always, to new guys, safety, things of that nature. But assuming we have all that covered, right? We understand how to not break our arm and we know what we're getting ourselves into, then treat it mentally. I mean, go into it like it's not a big deal. It can be overwhelming. You go in there and you're in this big fit expo and everybody's standing around, you're standing next to the stage. They have your whole class go there and everybody's eyeing each other. And the nerves can really get crazy at a fit expo because it feels like a bigger event. When really it's just another arm wrestling tournament. That's all it is, man. You're just gonna go up on stage. You're just gonna compete, and to remind yourself that you're there as an amateur to grow. These are steps. These are steps to grow. That's all they are. You're not gonna give a shit about this tournament or how you do in 3 years. Looking back, you're not gonna remember the medal you got in amateurs anyway, right? This is a step to move forward to your final goal. That's all it is. So there's been amateur events where I went and tried a new move. I tried hooking the whole event when I was not a hook puller, or things like that. I just wanted to grow. And so I think treating these events as a growing process is important to keep in mind as an amateur. People get way too obsessed on winning amateur medals, I think, and looking past the point of what you should be there for, right? If your goal is to be some top pro guy at whatever level, then this is nothing. This is nothing to you. So grow from this. Enter as many classes as you can. Enter right, left, pro, amateur, whatever you can enter, whatever you can afford, enter it. That's what I always say, because it doesn't matter. You're not going to remember this medal in 2 years, man. It's not going to do anything for you. So go and pull and have fun and grow and learn. When I would lose or whatever, especially when I'd lose, I'd get off the stage and I could still see the guy's fingerprints on my hand always, because they press down really hard. I remember I'd always get off the stage and people want to talk to me. Hey, you almost had that. Shut up. And I'm like remembering exact pressures they put on my fingers. So I'm like, oh, I should have driven my hand up. I break it down right then. Well, okay. And I started processing everything because I'm just trying to grow from this. I don't care about what is going to happen. I mean, I care. I'm trying to win, but it's like that's not the purpose of me being here. So if you go there and you're too competitive and you lose, you're like, I'm out of here, and you're not getting on the side table, you're not getting everything you can from this event, and that's kind of pointless. So I would say to amateurs, really use this as a growing experience, like more than anything, right?
Very well said. Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, we just had Paul Stevens pop in, and is that Waldo Saldana that I see? He's getting his audio hooked up. Two beasts that came into the house. So Jamie, what do you think for first time arm wrestlers, you know, they might have done a small competition, maybe not, but they're having to commit to go to UAL. What can they expect, and what kind of advice might you have for them?
Well, Derek pretty much said everything perfect, but I'll touch on a couple things that nobody usually thinks of. I haven't been to the LA Fit Expo in years. It usually falls on my daughter's birthday weekend or right around that, early January, so I haven't gone. Luckily, it's 2 weeks after that this year, so I'll be there. I remember, if I remember correctly, it was the LA Fit Expo. The convention center is freezing cold in certain spots, so bring a sweater. I'm telling you, you're going to sit there freezing your ass off, and you're going to be wondering why you're not warm and ready for your match, and that's not what you want to happen. You want to be fresh and warm, so use that. That's one thing that I really do remember from that place. Yeah, you might not have thought about something like that, huh? You're thinking about, like, how do I prep for this arm wrestling match?
Good advice, though, because I was freezing.
See, there you go. Hey, thank you for confirming that.
It does
As far as the actual competition, like Derek said, I mean, well, let me put a different twist on it. I don't care if it's WAL, UAL, GAL, CAL. It's just another event where you're going to get better. You're going to go out and try your things. You probably do have a game plan. If somebody tells you something different, you're still going to go with your game plan. If you feel something different on the table, you're probably still going to go with your game plan, right? But this is the opportunity, especially as an amateur, to try something new. It's tough to trust your first instinct once you feel someone's hand, because you still want to go with that game plan that usually works. But you know what? If you feel something different, trust that instinct and maybe try something new. Maybe try hooking somebody that you wouldn't normally go into a hook with. I mean, you're not going to lose your life arm wrestling, right? Don't be scared to try something new. If you lose, whatever, go back. You know how many matches I've lost? A lot in 20 years, right?
Right.
But we keep going. We keep showing up again. And then if you get better, you get to progress to the next phases in arm wrestling, if that's your choice. I mean, look where Derek's at now. And I remember when Derek started, and he was trying new things. And there was points in time that he didn't want to stray from what he normally would do, just like I said a minute ago. But now he tries different things. And that's why he's such a great arm wrestler. So use this as, yes, it's one of the big stages. A lot of people at the expo, a lot of great arm wrestlers in your class, and the amateurs and the pros, wherever you pull, but just soak it up, execute, and maybe try something new and bring a fucking sweater.
Wait, I want to jump in real quick before we go too far. Jamie reminded me of a couple things. One, sit down, conserve energy. It's a long day. And if you're gonna be waiting for the finals, sit. Don't pace. Don't go run around the expo if you can help it. Conserve energy. You're gonna need it, right? So I should see a lot of amateurs stuff seated and waiting in between the rounds and resting, conserving energy. It's so hard to not, and this is something I'm working with a lot with the super matches I'm going to, is you start visualizing, you get excited, you tense up, you start like, oh, I'm going to crush that. You're expelling a lot of unnecessary energy. And so that's a big thing for events that run a long time, especially if you have a big gap and you're in the finals in 2 hours, and you're sitting there, like, conserve your energy. Take energy very, very serious. Hydration, all that type of stuff. And then also for amateurs, especially when you go on that stage, simple is fast. Amateurs tend to overthink everything. You go up there and you're like, oh, this is important to me, right? Everything we've been working on, plus coaches screaming at me, plus what are his coaches screaming at him, and I'm trying to be cheap and use that against him. And now you're going really far outside your realm, which makes you in the end go slow. Suddenly your event looks like this. Damn it, I didn't even get into it. I hate those are the worst losses. Like losing's whatever, but the losses where you didn't even get to try your move because you were overthinking everything. What? Oh, the refs tell me this and that. Straighten my wrist. I think it's straight. I'm not sure.
Right.
What is that? You want me to top roll? But he's pulling a lot of pressure on my head. You're overthinking everything. Instead, I found a lot of success when I would go up to an amateur event and just find one thing and try that as hard as I can. Like for this guy, I really just want to bring my knuckles up as fast and hard as I possibly can. Go! And hopefully my arm does what it should do because we've been arm wrestling for years of practice. I just pick one thing and go really hard and really fast to that one important thing for that one match. And that made things go way more smooth than me trying to do everything perfect in this match with all these moving things, these moving parts. Simplify. Simple is fast. That's really fast. And fast is very important, especially in your beginning tournaments, because you're overthinking everything, right? So pick something. Whatever it is, hook, top roll, whatever you're going to do, just pick one aspect. My shoulder's going to go forward as fast as I can go. Just and the rest of it should, or whatever you're gonna do, it should do what it's supposed to. Muscle memory. That's why we practice, right? So pick something simple and focus on that simple, right? There you go. Sorry.
Yeah, Santino posted something the other day about something kind of like what you guys are talking about, having snacks and stuff with you, that way you don't have to waste your time and you can kind of stay prepared and focus on your upcoming matches. Yeah, I think all that stuff is super true and perfect advice for everyone.
Yep. Yeah, there's a couple things I really like about that. One, both of you guys, Jamie and Derek, you kind of pointed out an important ingredient I think that people need to have if they're going to compete in this sport. And that's really the ability to leave your ego at the door, especially if you're newer to the sport. Like the willingness to hook at a tournament, just hook when you're not a hooker, like that's great. That's brilliant right there. Having that kind of attitude, I think, early on is definitely important. I don't know. I'm one of those guys that needs to learn how to have more confidence, but at the same time, because I'm not like, I don't have that kind of ego where like, I'm only going to go to UAL if I can destroy everybody. And I'm just going to keep practicing like, that's like, come on,
That's a horrible way. Like a lot of people do think that way, and it's horrible because you just think about the tips that me and Jamie just gave you. The only reason we have these tips is because we've been to hundreds of events, right? So the experience, the things we're saying, and the experience everybody's going to gain from event. Oh, next time, make sure I hydrate. Next time, I'm gonna make sure I sleep well the night before. Next time, this is stuff we've learned over time. And there's so many other things that you're going to pick up. That's why tournament experience is so valuable, because it's more rare than practice. So to go, even if you're not the man ready to win the whole event, you're going to pick up so much more tournament experience that even that guy who's that amazing practice puller, but you've done 20 events and it's his first event, it could look wildly different the day of, for sure. Everybody feels amazing at tournaments, right? Because they're rested and they're prepped and they're hyped up. So it's like getting those little things on how you best perform at an event, knowing when you should have stopped lifting, knowing when your last table time should have been, knowing like you learned that about yourself. And that comes from experience only. Like that's why it's weird when people don't go to events to me, like when they're new or something like that, or they want to wait.
How many people in this call is going? How many people on here are actually competing? Excellent. Now
I can't.
Next time. Well, out of all the people who are going that raised their hand, how many of you are chasing one person specifically at this event?
No.
Great. So you guys are going to pull the event.
Yeah.
Hoping maybe you get to pull somebody that you can get revenge on, but you're going to support this event, to pull this event because it's the event itself, right? You're not looking for this one person. So I see so much focus on super matches and stuff lately, obviously with the big leagues, and a lot of people are zoned in on that. But I was just kind of curious on the feedback with some of you. I've chatted with most of you before, just kind of figure out where your heads are at. Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah.
More tournament pulling. That's how you get better. Promise.
Yep.
Super matches, you get better at beating that one person.
Right. Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Then you get to Derek's level, and then you're going overseas, and you're pulling the best in the world. You'll get there, but you got to pull tournaments. Derek did that.
Honestly, this is the most fun. The amateur phase is the most fun in arm wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And
No stress.
soak that up. It's way more fun.
Yeah.
There's way less pressure. Like you get to go explore, try your best. There's no pressure to win or lose, really, besides what you put on yourself. Like it's way more fun. It's way more fun. That's the funnest time.
Pull the pros, because as soon as you start cracking one of these like higher ranked pros, your whole life changes in the sport. I promise you. Yeah. Pull the pros, because you're never going to see them in the amateurs, right? But once you get to that amateur stage, is like, all right, I'm good here. Let me go to the next level. Start cracking those pros. All you got to beat is one, and then you're famous. And then you start getting those phone calls.
That's right, Travis. So all you got to do is take me, Travis, and you're in.
So one of the new guys in the house with us, I forgot to bring you up earlier, Tommy, because we were chatting before we went live, and I forgot that. Yeah. But we got Tommy here. Tommy, what's your full name?
Thomas Heron.
Thomas Heron. Has some really great video footage he's been getting events. Yeah, it's Orion Armwrestling, right?
Yeah, Orion, like the constellation.
Yeah, man. Johnny Dang, if you're still in the house moderating, if you can put that link in the chat for people to go check out. So, Tommy, how long have you been in this sport for?
Just over a year. I started around like midway through December of last year, and I've just been falling in love with it again.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've pulled a few times. You know, you're strong, you got a lot of promise, especially at your weight class. What's your plan at UAL?
I mean, it's 165s. I'm usually within the 150 range, but I feel I got a good chance. I know Jordan, how's his last name? Viviet. Man, that guy, he was one of the first people. He was the first person to beat me in an amateur tournament, and yeah, he was crazy. I pulled him again at one of Christian's practices. Still no chance though. I'm really looking forward to like testing him in a tournament setting this time.
Awesome, man. Yeah, Jordan's on a great trajectory. He's very, very talented. He's been in just a little bit longer than you, I think. I want to say maybe 2 years. Not sure exactly, but I think somewhere's around there. But yeah, Jordan's doing great. But I will be there on Sunday, rooting you on, brother. So
I'll be there Saturday for you guys too as well, and also with Paul in here. We're all Team Fisher's coming in hot. We got some people. We got our shirts and all that. We're gonna come in. I'm gonna get some nice footage of all the pros competing.
Is Alan still in
I'm
town?
also gonna be there Saturday and Sunday.
No, he left Monday. He left Monday.
So he's gone.
Gone. Yes.
Oh no, I'm just saying Team Fisher, like in general, the team.
No, yeah, I knew that, but I was just wondering if Alan had left already for Idaho or whatever.
Yeah, sad.
Is Carl gonna be coming up with y'all?
Gerke?
Yep.
I don't think so. When the last time I talked to him, he said he has something going on. So as far as I know, he's not going. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
Yeah, I hope he makes it out. He's a beast.
That just reminded me, if Alan's moving away, who's the 165-pound king of California now?
Tommy.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
The
I get the lighting.
165, I believe, is David.
Is it little David?
On the right.
Yeah, David.
Okay.
Until Saturday.
Yeah, he's gonna. Alan is a freak, right? With the size of his hand, he's like, you're not gonna find that build again. So Alan being gone, David is small hand, smaller. There's a lot of like counters. It's way more possible to beat him. Not that he's not amazing, but for him to be rock solid and just run that class for a long time, it's gonna be hard. That would be really hard.
Things are gonna move around.
I've pulled David. I see where the power is, but he's still a smaller human. Like, for example, Mike. I've felt your hand.
Yeah.
Execute, you can run right over him. But if he catches you and he gets you deep into that hook, that kid is so strong.
David's like a younger Vosgin. Like when Vosgin first moved to the United States.
Just like a little Vosgin. Yeah.
You got to take his hand, Mike.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see how that class unfolds in the next couple of years, because there's a lot of guys in it now. It wasn't too many when I was, skinny, or it was just me and Alan and a couple others, but now it's getting pretty stacked. I mean, obviously there's more arm wrestlers, so I'm more interested in the 165 class now that I'm not in it.
Yeah. It's scary, man. It
is.
It's thick with killers.
Yeah.
And Mike, if he doesn't like your hand, he will take you to the straps, and he is good in the straps, but so are you. Yeah.
Mike, why don't you pull for me too for weight at 185, since I can't make it, and I like your style, so you can pull for me in 185. I'll try and send my vibe your way.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, I just scrolled up and I see Will sitting there. Why were you all quiet when I said 165? Isn't that your class?
No.
Aren't you the man?
I ain't nobody, but I'm
you got to be the man by now, if I remember correctly. No.
No, I'm not that good.
185. You got heavier like me?
I'm trying, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
See, the only reason I was in 165 is because I didn't train, I barely ate, and I went to practice to drink and just hang out. But now I stopped drinking so far for 2 weeks, and I've actually started working out again, which is great. And I just feel better, and I just, I want to go up. I want to go back to where I was, with Gage here, like 180, 185 one day.
Well, let's hold you accountable. By the way, Derek,
know.
What can we do to hold Will accountable? Because Will was the chosen one, right? In your group, you told me.
The only person that can hold Will accountable is Will. We all know this.
Right. Oh, come on, let's put him on blast. There's 400 people on
it doesn't work, baby. It doesn't work. I'm telling you, it doesn't work.
Say something. Come on, Kane. Let's put him on blast.
He's gonna medal in the 185 class.
I hold people accountable for a living. Let's do it.
He's been lifting with Lorenzo, I think, and so that's a little team I've been trying to put together. Them two lifting, so I think he's gonna work out.
You can make it. You can make it, Will. I know you can make it.
It's the most serious I've seen Will. But yeah, I'm trying to get the state behind Will, and because we're trying to do a little fundraising to send a small crop of people out of state to compete in something big and serious. And I'd really like to see Will being one of those people.
Well, there you go. You can have Caleb at 165, and now I'm going up a little there.
Yeah, where's Caleb at 165? He's 165?
Yeah.
So what does he rank? What's he ranked right now?
3.
Number 3.
Oh, 3?
3.
So with Alan gone, it's David, and then
I thought I was always 4.
David, Vazgen, Caleb.
David,
Vazgen. It might be 3 now that Alan's back. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 3 that Alan is out of the rankings. He was 4.
So he was 4. That's what I thought.
And if we're being honest, Mike Linder here would shake up those rankings quite a bit. But
Definitely.
There's also certain criteria for California residents, in terms of being a resident here for so long to be on the rankings. So we're kind of working that out right now.
He's here for 9 months. He should definitely be on the California rankings. He lives here for 9 months.
He's one of the most dedicated on our team already.
Wait, Mike, you live in California, right?
Yeah.
Well, that should be the, that's it. I mean, that's
Don't
the
hold
tenure
him
right
back.
there. He lives here. He's not moving.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
I mean, if he was coming through visiting for a tournament or something, I could see, but he moved here. He now is a resident. I think if he earns a ranking, he should get it.
Yeah, bring Caleb in here so yell. Where is it?
I kind of the way I met Mike was at the Kringle Pole. I never saw him or met him before, and he was off to the side, kind of just staying to himself and going up there and kicking some butt. And I walked up to him and I said, "Never underestimate the quiet guy." And he went, "Nope."
Yep. Am I talking on the table?
Yeah, that's right. That's how he was good though. He did good, man.
So Mike's not currently ranked. Kane, what are you and ET ranked on 65? Are you at 65s? Ranking 65s?
Yeah, I think I'm 10 right now. I fell a few spots during the whole pregnancy thing. Now that I'm back, I'd like to climb a little bit, but I mean, everybody made some just insane gains. Mike Brown jumped up in the rankings. We got whoa, why did it start screen sharing? You guys seeing this?
Yeah.
I get hacked or something?
No, it's Andrew. That was gone.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then what's ET ranked? Is he in
ET?
I believe he's 7.
ET's 8 on the right hand.
Dang.
5 on the left.
ET, you suck. Nah, I hope he's watching.
I have a feeling a lot of things are going to change though in the 165s at this event, because I'm pretty sure a good majority of them, except Mike Brown, I believe he's not going to be there.
Mike's not pulling it. UAL, really? That's interesting.
It is interesting.
Does anybody know what killers from the 185s are coming out? Is Vaz gonna come in, or Vrej gonna come in at 185, and Ole?
I haven't talked to him.
One or the other.
I would say Oleg's coming in at the 205, maybe like the high 90s. He's looking pretty thick.
Yeah, that's what he said at Christian's house. He's doing 205s.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek. So Gage is gonna pull Vrej. Nice.
Gage has said he's going and he's pulling two. Is there a 220? No, it's 230, right? So
That big?
Hello.
well, he's not. He's around 220. So what's the weight? What weight cutoff? It's 200 to 230.
I'll be right there.
232.
2 more minutes.
Yeah, so he'll be in the 232 class, left-handed.
Jesus Christ.
230. Oh yeah, huh?
And that will be interesting. I mean, if it slows down, Vrej would be the favorite, but Gage is so fast with that left-handed press. He's ranked like 4th in the nation right now. Like left-handed he's wild. So I want to see if Vrej can just catch it. I don't know.
Hey, Ken, I know we were talking about 165ers and 185ers, but I wanted to mention somebody too, since you're talking about like things getting shooken up. There's this guy that was at the Chris Kringle poll, and I saw him at the last UAL tournament that I did back at the Anaheim Fit Expo, and this dude creamed everybody. And he at the Chris Kringle poll too. I think he took it for his left hand, I believe, but I forgot his full name, but it's like a taller white dude with long hair. His name's Murphy, I think.
Marshall.
And,
Marshall?
Oh, Marshall. There you go.
Yeah, Marshall's a beast. He's a beast.
So I think that dude, if he competes at this tournament, I think he's gonna take that tournament too, whatever weight class he does. Because I've seen him pull, and I think he even went with did he pull with Caleb Derrick? Was that the Chris Kringle pull?
He lost.
Yeah, and
he lost to me, and then I went 1-2 against Caleb for the 185 in the right hand.
oh, okay. Yeah, that
We
dude,
got third.
that dude Murphy though, he's someone to watch out for. Like I said, because I don't even know where he popped up from or what team he's on. He just popped up and started winning.
Yeah,
He was
strong kid.
I think he just stepped up. Marshall just stepped up from AMS.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Great kid, dude. Young, loves the sport, obsessed with pulling like
Where's
Devin
he
Lair.
from? You don't know where he's from?
He was training with Tony.
He's SoCal, isn't he?
Orange,
Yeah, I don't
Orange
think he
County?
trains consistently with the team. I think he trains more solo. I think he's more by himself in the garage type guy.
Right. I think he is Orange County. I think he's got a really cool YouTube channel or
Yeah.
something. He makes some cool videos, right? And then he just popped out of nowhere in competition doing really well. But yeah, his arm is like, like Derek's length. It's crazy. He's just got like a really long arm, good leverage, and he's strong. So, one of those guys kind of like Will with how he's built just has so much potential,
Yeah.
See that, Will? That's another way to put you on the. No,
What?
he's not even paying attention no
Gotta
more.
keep
Oh,
him
yeah,
down,
okay.
Will. Gotta
I
keep
thought
him
you had
down.
fringe throws. I'm
I'm
like,
listening
see, Will?
better now.
See that? Added a little bit more hype to you again. See?
I love-
There.
Y'all need to
And
stop.
Even the way Will's sitting is such a Will setup. Like just leg up, back, hanging out. Like
That's like me. I'm on my couch because my wife's on a conference call in my gym, and I'm like, oh, I'm sitting on the couch. The kids are just running around. It's all
I
good.
just want to be comfortable.
Hey, there's the guy that was down in San Diego. His name's, I believe, Karen. He's really good too.
Aaron?
Yeah, Karen. There you go.
Yeah. See, I know the name because we host tournaments, and then the pronunciation. There's a lot of guys that are flying under the radar that are really
That
good.
guy, he just moved up to pros at the San Diego tournament. But he won the whole thing. I mean, he beat ranked pros and everything. I'm like, he was looking really good.
Yeah, and both amateurs and pros in the 165s. I can't guarantee it, but I have a feeling there's going to be a bunch of killers coming out from Mendy's. The last, I know at the Scott Wins thing he did out in the Valley, I met a bunch of new dudes that are just strong as hell.
the Armenian arm wrestling factory.
Yeah, man.
Mendy's gym.
Y'all might see some new faces at this one, both on the amateur side and the pro side, coming for blood. And that's always scary because, most of us, we know each other. We've pulled each other. We kind of know what we're about. We practice with each other. But when you get that crop of people that you've never seen before and you got to figure out how to handle them, it's different.
Practice and tournaments are different too, though.
It is. Yeah. So we've also got Mr. Waldo Saldana, one of my favorite dudes in arm wrestling. How's it going, Waldo?
Good.
I was really sad to miss you at you had a super match at the Kringle Pull.
I did.
Yeah, you fell ill like right at the last minute, but are we gonna get to see you at UAL competing?
I want to, but I don't think I will compete. If anything, I'll go just to support the fellas and whatnot. But I mean, the week before the match, I was already feeling like crap the whole week, and I called Jeremy up. I go, hey dude, I'm feeling pretty crappy. It's a cough. I go, he goes, well, just make sure it's not COVID. And that was like on a Wednesday, and I took 2 tests because the first one I felt like I didn't stick it in far enough, and so they came out negative. And then so here comes Saturday, and Friday night I was feeling just even worse, And Saturday morning I took another test, and it just came out positive, and it marked right away. And so I just sent him a picture. I let him know. He goes, no, it's it is what it is. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry I can't show up. My apologies.
Yeah, it happens. Yep. And I'm glad that you're coming out to support this weekend. It's going to be a good event to be hanging out.
Yeah.
I really do hope you throw your arm in the ring. That'd be cool. Have any of you guys, or even like Derek or Jamie, have you guys pulled Waldo before? Have you pulled his right arm?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's
Gripped up
probably
with
been
him
like,
in practice. Yeah.
No,
I can't do anything with that hand.
Insane, right?
Yeah, it's nothing. Like he can just do that to his wrist, and then I'm just there's no point in me pulling him ever.
Yeah. Like Will was, definitely somebody that was mentioned in terms of if we could get behind some California competitors and help them get out of state.
Yeah.
Waldo's, I mean, we've got a few of these people, like I would definitely get behind Waldo in a second to try and get the community to support him to go to some big out of state event. Yeah, like I feel like we haven't really seen your full potential, especially in competition, Waldo.
Waldo, have you been to Arizona, Utah?
No,
none of those.
No, I want to. I dropped weight. I'm at 240, maybe at 237. So I wanted to compete in 2 classes, heavyweight and super heavies, and I'm there. I dropped. I've been working a lot of my bottom half, my legs, and when I do go to practice, I'm just working on my hooking. Just hooking. I'm trying to build everything right here, everything that whole drag, and that's what I'm working on. I'm just sticking to that for a while. The reason being, I feel like I suck at it. I feel like I feel so on. I don't know. I don't feel power there, but so I know a lot of guys tell me I'll be good in that position. That's I could really rock it, whatever. But I'm doing it because I'm not good at it. I feel I'm not good at it. I'm not confident in that position, so I'm gonna work out where I'm weak at, and I'm just gonna keep doing it until I feel like a beast, and it's where I'm at, because
Do you have a couple guys out there in your crew that could like maybe do a road trip and go hit one of these Arizona, New Mexico, like?
Yeah, we got Benji. Benji's always willing to travel.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Maybe a couple guys from Alpha could go with you too. I mean, I've gone on road trips with some of these guys just to hit a tournament and share the driving and
for
man,
sure.
Just get to those neighboring states and just split the costs. A couple $100 each guy. You can go bang with Arizona, Utah. A lot of pullers everywhere.
Yeah, right, I'm ready for it.
What's that?
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Everything's it's like a dream, and I just want to make it come true.
Yeah. You got a lot of potential, man.
Yeah.
I gotta hop off this call, guys. My kids are going crazy, but hopefully I see most of you there. The rest of you, I'll see you soon. Travis, busy working out. All right, guys. See ya.
Thanks for coming by. So, renting a van, getting a B&B with a bunch of people, that's a ton of fun. So Waldo, what, if you don't mind me asking, what has your hesitation to compete this weekend?
I don't know. I'm waiting because I haven't really trained. I've been kind of in recovery, and up in just maybe about this week. This week I started heavy recovery. That's what I call it. I kind of messed up my tendon on my right arm.
The whole point of this,
and I was a little worried. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried, but I just respect my body. I took the time off and I let it recover, and it feels really good actually. I'm really happy that I feel strong. I'm able to lift maybe about 90, and it feels good, and that's where I want to be at. So and not that I'm lifting a lot like that, but I'm just I try it. I want to feel it. I'm getting my confidence up, and so I have a super match coming in April, and so I think it's just best to take care of my body, relax, let it heal. I haven't really been like pushing weights and weights and weights. I pick one up here and there. I see how I feel. Just because it hurt for a little while. What happened was I had a practice, and then for some reason I went into the day after Sunday practice. I went kind of hard, and then I decided to curl like maybe what was it? Maybe like 80 pounds, and I hurt myself. And so I don't know why I did that, but it's all good because I live and learn, and what don't kill you only makes you stronger. So it was been hard not to train. It's been very hard not to do what I want to do, like with the weights and whatnot. But I'm very self-motivated, very self-disciplined, and I took the time to just recover, and that's where I'm at. I'm recovering. So as my mentality right now, I do a lot of bands. I'm just taking it easy until my super match, and then I'm just that's what happened. What could I say? Gotta get it up there. I feel good though. It feels really nice. Everything. I'm happy. I'm almost feeling like I want to. Don't get me wrong. I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna go do it, but I just think I need to be extra careful because I talked to like Jeremy. He goes, yeah, I ripped the tendon, kind of where I explained to him. He goes, but I ripped it and I can't ever use that arm again. And so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna just hurt myself.
Jeremy,
Jeremy the Tank. I think he mentions he mentioned to me his left hand. That's why he don't pull with it. He goes, I don't have the money like all the big time arm wrestlers to go get stem cells or to fix it or anything. So he goes, he has a big old hole and like in the middle or something like that. He explained to me, and I go, I don't have that. He goes, well then maybe you're still good, So you know what I mean? I'm looking at the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture for me is I gotta just be patient. I can always hit a tournament later on in life, if God gives me grace and all that. But if I hurt myself, I'll probably be out, I was worried. I just got worried. I was like, damn, it's hurting. For everything I was doing, I was waking up. It was cold in the house. I was feeling it, everything. And I don't feel that no more. And that's kind of where I want to be, but I just want to be extra sure.
Waldo, how long have you been arm wrestling for, and how frequent is your table time?
Before this, it was pretty frequent. Every week I was doing good. Just every week, getting on the going to practice, and Tony I was pulling with Tony. I was pulling with Alan, which was fun because when I first started coming to practice and everything, Alan was injured, Tony wasn't showing up. So I was just kind of pulling all the rest of the fellas,
Right.
And I didn't really feel, not to, I just felt too strong, and they, and so it's nice to pull with Alan because Alan's strong, and I feel like that's where I want to be. That's how I want to practice. I want to practice with people stronger than me. That way I could just get stronger, and we got big mountains to climb in this sport, and it just seems like everybody day by day is getting stronger. And if you don't keep up, you just fall behind, So
Derek or Paul,
I just want to mention I did take 5 years off of the sport, 5 whole years, and I just came back in April, and I'd say that I'm probably close to what I was or stronger in let's see, May, June, July, August, about 6, 7 months back after a 5 year break, and I feel good. So mean, if you need to take time off, then you're not going to lose much other than endurance from what you've gained so far.
Okay.
Well, I figured, I just figured, I was, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was at practicing my hook, and it felt good. I'm not gonna lie, it felt good, and I get like I want to practice like maybe at 90%. I like, but then that little tenet was just back in my mind. I kept feeling it. It was like it was right there. It was bothering me because I stopped using my top row because that's where it was hurting at. And that's why if I go, well, if I can't do that, I'm just gonna have to work on a different lane. And I just started hooking, and it felt good. I'm not gonna lie, even it felt really good. It felt good. I felt strong. And me and Alan, we just do statics at the end, and I don't know, it felt good. But it was there. So, and then I just made the decision to stop completely, let it heal. Hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. And here I'm here today, and I feel it's good. I'm coming back.
Yep, you got to run your race, and your own body for sure. We've got Todd Calazo and we've got Veronica Knight in the house. Veronica Knight is definitely a badass. She trained with us before moving. She was one of the coaches on Alpha Empire, one of the OGs. Their family moved out to, what was it, Oklahoma, I want to say. She says, quick key, don't be afraid to speak up on the setup.
Back, guys, I gotta go take care of a couple things. She'll be back though.
All right. Yeah, she says, you can't get what you want if you don't speak up for it, basically. And I think that's really, really good advice. One of the things that I learned really quick in some of these stack tournaments, at least when some of the competition gets technical, there's nothing worse, I feel like, than losing a match because of something like stupid, where you ended up letting somebody have everything. They just took everything in the setup, and you didn't know how to get what you wanted. Paul, do you have any advice on setups for people that are new to this sport?
Well, for setup, just try to, be as fair in the hand, or, try to get as much as you can on the hand, really. I mean, just when you go to a tournament, just don't veer off and try to do something different. Just do what you've been practicing. I mean, that's the only thing you can do. I mean, I made mistakes where I've been practicing something and then I go to a tournament and then next thing you know, I change something and it just flops. I don't, stick to your game plan. At practice, you keep practicing, your hand control, and you stick to that game plan, at a tournament, practice, always. I mean, that's the only thing I can say.
Awesome. Are you and Erica going to be out this weekend to compete?
I'm going to go Saturday. She's working. So I'm going to go to support the team, since now that Alan's gone, I'm taking over. So I'm going to go support. I'm not going to go Sunday unless Erica wants to go Sunday. So, and I might compete. I haven't decided yet because I wanted to take time to heal and all that stuff. But more than likely, I'm going to compete left hand, right. I'm not too sure. And if I do, I'm thinking about just doing super heavyweights just for fun, because it'd be a lot of, you got Tank going, you got, all these people going. I want, I would like to pull, so I'm just go supers, I'm not worried about Mega Mike. He's just like a flash in the pan. So, early 120s or whatever he's doing, that's just all air weight, it's all fake weight.
Yeah, nothing to worry about there at all. Yeah, I thought Mike was maybe going to drop in tonight. Do you guys know if Mike is competing this weekend?
I don't know if I've asked him about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably. I'm assuming he is.
I bet he will. Yeah, he usually does.
He just curled 120 pounds for a one arm curl, and now he's going to do a comp.
Yeah, but he is a madman. So Andrew, I saw that S&M mask or whatever you had on earlier. Are you going to compete in that on Sunday?
No, I suck too much to be able to have that kind of style.
Dude, you totally should do it though. That's very intimidating.
I don't know. I mean, it helps, it covers my ugly mug, but I mean, I don't know. To be honest with this tournament, I was kind of like trying to gun for people at first because there's a few people that I wanted to go like kind of like a rematch with some people at the last tournament that just straight up pressed me. And I mean, the dude even had a jersey on, and I'm like, this dude's a real amateur. I guess this is my first time I'm gonna get my ass whooped in front of everybody. But I wanted to go up against this guy that did that to me at the last one, but I kind of like what Jamie said. It's better to more just focus on the tournament itself and not just one person, because I mean, you could train for one person and then eventually beat them, but you got to go up against all these different people and learn how to have the endurance and see what their weaknesses are too. So, um, yeah, just kind of can't wear a mask when I'm too focused and nervous.
Wear the suspenders. That was a good look.
Yeah. You like that one, don't you? Huh?
That should be your look every event. The suspenders, the lumberjack look.
Yeah, I mean it's the iron worker thing, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna go comfy and lazy on this one because I feel when I try to look too cute for my tournaments, I get thrown off. But sweats and a baggy shirt, my alpha shirt.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I'm really excited to see the after pulls, and I don't know. I kind of have this thing of wanting to do super heavyweights, even though I'll get creamed. I want to do it. There's a lot of fun pulls at a bigger weight because the more strength somebody has, usually their technique isn't always there. So it kind of makes it even because I suck, but I'm strong, and if they suck and they're strong, makes it more of a fun match. But yeah, there's some people that I want to go with at super heavyweight.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's especially that. I mean, amateurs are really good right now, but I at least when I was competing in it, I found that was one of the biggest differences between the open and the amateur was that, yeah, it usually was one or the other, strength or technicality, in the amateurs. And then the thing that just like blew me away in the open class, at least for a good portion of them, is it is a combination of both. There's a lot of strong people with
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing too is like how we were talking about people like Caleb earlier. I think I saw a video where he was going with Leroy and he couldn't budge him or do anything. And when I went with Leroy, I could, have something to work with. But when I go with Caleb, oh, Caleb will, it's not even, it's night and day. He could just flash me if he wants. So that's just where I kind of want to soak up things like that. It's like Will, if I go with Will or Lorenzo, all these dudes that their forearms are just sleeper builds, I kind of want to just learn from that because at the end of the day, you're only going to get so far off of just strength. Unless
They're
you're
all top
Derek and
rollers,
you're
Andrew.
built like
They're
a
all top
Viking
rollers.
god.
Everybody listens to the top rollers.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So they're all top rollers. Everybody you just listed, Caleb, Will,
Oh, right.
and they're all top rollers. They're all going away from your power. Lorenzo, they're all top rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a big strength difference. It's a stylistic problem.
No, yeah. Yeah. That's like with Brandon, because Brandon Prodigy, he always gets me sometimes just with that little hand thing that he does. He could just come over the top of my hand, and I always tell him this because he brings himself down a lot, but I always tell him like you have a better grip than me, and we've tested it out on grip strength test and like this little gyro ball, and uh Brandon has like a really good hand, and um that rotation, I guess it's a top row, right? When he's coming over the top like this. So, but yeah, the strength aspect keeps it there. But yeah, I mean, for me, top rolling seems like it's the easiest thing to do because I don't have skill sets other than maybe a top roll. And then if I get to my press, I mean, if I get to my press, it's over. But I mean, it's not really a flex to be able to do that.
Yeah, presses are hard to deal with.
Yeah, I
Still.
hate press.
Yeah, still trying to figure that one out. And like just when I started like realizing and I really watch people's shoulders when they're doing that in the setup. Yeah, there's one dude at Mr. Olympia. He is just so smart. He set up and intentionally, what did he do? He false started. He false started in a top roll, shoulder back in the setup and everything like that. He false started that way and like severe outside. And then when we did the restart, he set up the same way, shoulder, and then just flew into a press off the start. I didn't know what was going on. I was pinned before I realized, I was pinned.
Yeah. Yeah. When you get like bodybuilders, powerlifters, or just weightlifters in general, the press is a little easier because I always have people telling me that the press is dangerous and this and that, which I agree for the most part, especially when you're at a low level like me and you're just coming up. But you get used to that weight because I mean, for someone like me, I'm benching 4+ plates or 400+ pounds, and that motion kind of when you're pressing on somebody, it almost feels like just a light bench press, to be honest, especially if you get under your lat and behind your shoulder correctly. It's almost like it, I mean, it's obviously just way easier.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I need to start bench pressing more. Yeah, that's definitely something I don't understand. I have to share this with you guys. I just got it today and I'm so frustrated that I can't use it yet because of this weekend. I mean, I could put some really light stuff on it. But yeah, I got my little training table set up now out here in the music studio. So now I can have fun whenever I want.
That's nice.
So before we wrap things up, we've been on for an hour. Does anybody want to add anything or any topics you guys want to cover?
Yeah, I do. I know Travis wanted to put the spank on me already.
Oh, Travis has it in for you?
Yeah, Travis was like, "You suck. I'm gonna spank you," and I was like, "Damn it!"
Oh,
All right.
Okay. All right.
Nah.
So you're one of those people, Travis, that's just gunning for one person, and it's Andrew. Is that what's happening?
No, I'm gunning for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just started getting back into working out. I've been doing Christmas lights and then obviously prepping for the Chris Kringle pool. I really haven't had any time to train the last 3.5 months at least. When I first started arm wrestling, I was training, and I just started. I wouldn't say heavy by any means. So far the first of the year, I haven't missed a day yet. But after this tournament, I'm gonna go like as hard as I can for as long as I can, and get as much table time as possible. But the first year of arm wrestling, it was just a learning experience and learning the different techniques. But yeah, I mean, this year I definitely want to get stronger and I definitely want to be on the table a lot more. So, I mean, when I compete, I'm not like, oh my God, I want to beat this person. Now, if I get beat by them a lot, I'm like, all right, I got to figure out how they beat me, and I got to get past that weakness, obviously. But I mean, I think me and Andrew for sure would be a good match. He's got me by some weight, but I mean,
I'm 202. I'm not too fat. All right, I'm not too fat.
Hey, I'm only 170. I'm only 170 right now, so I'm not cutting to 165 either. So yeah, it's too light. So I mean, I just anytime I get on the table with anybody, I mean, it's not necessarily that I want to win, obviously in a tournament I do, but I try to gain as much experience as possible when I'm training and practicing, of course. But when I go in a tournament, I don't want to lose to anybody, obviously, right? Especially getting flash pinned. That shit's embarrassing. But I mean, hey, you just keep competing and keep trying to get better. But no, I don't try to target one person. I try to go in there and try to figure out how the hell I'm gonna win at the start, because I think that's one of my big weaknesses is my start for sure. I have to try to regain my position because people get to their spot and I'm trying to work around that. And yeah, I gotta get faster. That's one of my big flaws. So that's definitely
Are you still doing grip strength stuff? Because I know you were trying to do like 250 plus days of like something for forearms, right? Or what were you doing with
I
that?
mean, no, we're just working out. I'm gonna try to work out 250 days straight, honestly, to be honest with you. And that's not like super hard workouts. That's some band work in there, rice bucket of course as well. But I think my big thing this year that that I say on my stories and stuff like that is just staying consistent. Because once I get off of that workout regimen, like I get lazy. Like I won't work out for like 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, and I'm like, it just comes into a habit. So like I'm really trying to lock myself into like just working out, even if it's for 20 minutes or 30 minutes every day, if it's band work or heavy lifting or whatever the case is, like it's just mainly consistency to me. And I feel like if I stay consistent, I could keep gaining. But if I fall off, then like I'm not gonna gain like how I should, you know. So I eat healthy, I train hard, but like I just have to stay consistent. I feel like that's my big like flaw that I'm really gonna focus on this year. So I think that's kind of like where I'm at.
Yeah,
Are you wrestling up though? Because like you over here on the live too, doing full like, are you doing just blood work or what do you like?
No,
Blood
yeah,
flow?
I'm just doing blood work this week. I'm just doing bands. I'm just doing bands. And if I touched any weights, it's nothing heavier than 20 pounds. Yeah, I'm not touching any heavy weights this week. So yeah, I after all my blood work, after all these bands, I go straight to the massage gun, stuff like that too. So I mean, I'm not lifting heavy at all. I'm just trying to keep that blood flow up in my arms this whole week, because I know when I get to the tournament, I don't prep accordingly going into the tournament either. So I need to start doing a lot of bands before the tournament. I see a lot of guys do it, and I guess I didn't know how to prep that before, obviously going into my first few tournaments. So now I'm like, okay, I need to start doing a lot of band work. I see Devin, Lorette doing band work. I'm like, all right. I mean, obviously it freaking works for him. So maybe it'll start working for me. I won't be at that level, but I mean, he does it. So, I mean, I got to implement, some of the stuff that, all these other guys do. So it's kind of like where I'm at.
Yeah. I had a question for Derek, since I have you here and I could talk to you. What do you think for the amateurs, especially like the meatheads like me, when we're trying to rest and, for someone like me that's working out so constantly and then getting into arm wrestling, a lot of it is, yeah, you're working out constantly, but when it's tournament time, rest, recovery, getting out of the ego of like straining and not letting your tendons and ligaments rest because you want to go and fucking work out or do whatever the hell, right? And just burn yourself out and not be at 100% at the tournament, right? So what would be your advice for people that have a hard time just trying to recover properly in terms of that?
Well, I mean, a big thing, especially for guys like you, is going to be your CNS, right? Because you're lifting so heavy that you blow that shit all the time, right? So that's going to be your biggest management. And they say it can take like a minimum of a week to recover your CNS fully. So anything that's taxing whatsoever up to a week before is bad idea, bad juju, right? Now, in terms of like, I'll lift like, if tournament's on Saturday, I'll grab some bands, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I just don't like feeling like limp noodle going into a tournament. I like reminding myself I have something, but nothing that's tearing down anything, not even a little bit. Just get a little, even a half pump, not even a full pump. Right? Just like, okay, it's still there, right? And I'll stop maybe Wednesday, Thursday, and then like 3 days or so of fucking nothing. And nothing in terms of like mentally, in terms of like energy expenditure, like I was talking about earlier. I'm not visualizing and fucking all angry. I'm chilling. I'm big chilling up until like right before it's time to arm wrestle. But that, and then table time, especially if you're newer, right? Table time is really jacking up new guys, right? So any inside or hard sideways type stuff, especially bad idea up to 2 weeks before. I would say lay off heavy table time up to 2 weeks before. But if you have to go to the gym, right? If you're like, all right, I have to be in the gym every single day, then yes, super light stuff. Man, maybe a little grip stuff because that recovers pretty quick, but nothing that's taxing your CNS, which is super hard for guys that are training for multi-sports or are used to lifting heavy all the time and fucking with the programming, right? So, but that's when you have to decide how important is arm wrestling and how important is everything else, right? And so, yeah, you have to take that time, man. If you want to compete and be the freshest, strongest version of yourself, then that's the sacrifice you're kind of gonna have to make. But yeah, I mean, nothing that's touching your CNS at all up to a week before, at least. Right. I think that's the most important thing because you lift so heavy so often that your CNS is good. It's ready to go. So let it be ready, all the way ready to go come Saturday or Sunday, or whatever you pull it, right? So I think that's the biggest thing for you, not taxing yourself in anything. That's counting squats, deadlifts. That's counting anything that's blowing your CNS, right?
Yeah, we won't talk about the deadlifting.
Yeah. So if you're gonna do squats, deadlifts, I mean, cool, light stuff, medium, nothing that's CNS taxing. I guess if you're dead set on working out, maybe go for some volume stuff in the legs. But that's about it, man. It's just, yeah, you're so strong, you have so much muscle, and since you're new in your arms, like that's the damage from table time is rough. That's really rough for you. You know what I mean? And it'll show itself on the table for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that do well. It always seems to have that balance of not going too hard, but doing a little something. There's a few people. I think it was Devin Larratt, was it that said he like doesn't like lift a thing and doesn't even use his arm for like a week before a big event.
He's weird, dude. You'll see him at events. Like, is a right-handed match coming up? You'll see. I'll be there 2 days early. He won't shake your hand right-handed. He won't touch anybody or anything right-handed. He literally just, it's awkward. You'll be like, put your hand out, shake him, be like, what's up? He'll bring his left arm out, be like, what's up, man? Like, you just see, like, he won't touch anybody. It's really, unless you're his competitor. If you're his competition, then he'll grab up with you and do all that, but he doesn't touch anybody with that hand or anything. Like, I forget how many days before, but yeah, he gives it total rest. He doesn't do anything with that. But there's still, that's just that arm. And then there's still your central nervous system to consider as well, right?
Well, you know, being an arm wrestler, you might hurt yourself shaking open a bag.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Managing damage and recovery, like that's the biggest thing as an arm wrestler, is that like specifically you have to learn how to heal yourself. The biggest thing that I think I've learned is my own damage, what I've taken in, how long it's going to take me to recover, what it takes for me to recover, what I need to do as Derek, how Derek heals with my metabolism and my all this stuff, like how I heal. So learning about yourself and how much damage you're taking in and what your process is for healing and stuff, because everybody's gonna be kind of different. I mean, we're all humans, but there's also little things in there that are gonna be specific for each person. So I think that's something, the most important thing you can learn as an arm wrestler is how to take care of yourself individually. And we could all have different answers for that, and that's fine as long as you show up as close to 100% as you can game day. Like, that's the most important thing, and that takes experience and time and tournaments and doing this for a while, right? And learning how your process is. Like, your process could be doing heavy deadlifts the day before. Todd Hutchings doesn't switch his programming before he goes to an event. So if he wants his arm wrestling day, like the day he competes, is supposed to be his heavy day in the gym, because he does the conjugate method, right? Which is like speed day, like power. So his heavy day is tournament day. So he'll lift up to like 2 days before, because he's used to, this day I go super hard, super heavy on my programming. So he'll work out like 2 days before or the day before, go right into the tournament, and now he should be going heavy per his programming, right? So like he does it that way, like, but he's used to that, I guess, you know. So it kind of depends on the person.
Close up shop here, but I'll probably pop back in when I get home.
All right. Yeah, it was good to see you, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for popping
Sounds
in.
good. Yep.
Yeah, it's taken me like 4 years to just start realizing what I like personally for recovery, and it is more similar to Todd Hutchings. Like I want to feel maintained before a tournament. I've felt the most injured, both weak at an event or a super match, and potentially injured afterwards, through being, like you said, Derek, too much of a limp noodle, you know, just showing up way too fresh. Like I took 2 weeks off or something like that, and pulled a few bands here and there. Now for me, like I don't really change things up. I just kind of subtract a heavy day for a week. But I still want just a little bit of weight like all week to feel like things are still working, and to come in somewhat feeling strong. But I still don't know if that's the answer for me, but that's kind of where like I'm personally veering, and I think we are all built really, really different.
Yeah, dude, I'm 12 years in. I'm still getting it dialed in. Like there's still small things I'm changing and figuring out in terms, like a lot of it's mental right now and not using a lot of energy, like I was talking about. But still, this process is still refining. It's still managing the sleep the night before, making sure I actually sleep, you know, not being too excited where I can't sleep, or it's, you know, hydration, it's salts, it's, you know, everything, depending, you know, on depending what you're going to do. It's a big process, man. People to overlook that is wild. To not hydrate or like to not, you know, have, you know, enough energy the day of, those things are like, that's rookie shit. You know what I mean? Like if you're trying to be a professional arm wrestler, but you're not treating yourself like a professional athlete, then what are you doing? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just weird. So yeah, take it serious, right? Take the whole thing serious, days, weeks leading up into it. It's a very serious thing if you take it serious, right? And so it should be treated as such. Some guys just dabble, they just stroll into a tournament, whatever. Oh, I didn't really sleep last night. Go smoke a joint on the parking lot with their homeboys. People know what I'm talking about. And then you know, just going into an event and just doing whatever, like then you're gonna get whatever results. And I don't know. So you want to build your recipe for success.
That's right.
I don't do any of that.
Come on,
Will,
Will.
why are you speaking up? I didn't say your
Will.
name. I didn't say your name, Will. Why are you
No, but I relate.
We're like the dad trying to live through our kid, live our childhood dreams. That's what we're doing through you, Will. Like fulfill.
I'm gonna take it serious. I'm gonna do it. I got it. This time for real.
All right.
You know, I got it.
Yeah, man, this sport's crazy, and everybody will take it serious at different levels at different points in your career. Like there's times where I thought I was crushing it. Man, I'm grabbing a rubber band twice a week, practice every week. Are you kidding me? Like I even started trying to drink water this week. Hell yeah. And then it's like 2 years later, I'm like, okay, I have to have those 2 gallons in every day, this and that. Oh, I'm crushing it now. Oh, wait, but I wasn't programming. Okay, now I'm programming, getting my set in protein in and making sure my, you know, carbs and this and that. Okay, now I'm crushing it. Oh, wait, this guy doesn't even have a job. He only does this. Okay, so now I quit my job and now I'm only doing this. Like, you know, it's like you find these different levels of seriousness where I thought I was crushing it so many times and I realized I wasn't crushing it. Like, but in terms of trying to be, you know, my goal has always been to be number 1 in the world. Okay, that's the goal. So how hard is he crushing it? Because I thought I was crushing it down here and I wasn't. It wasn't anywhere near how serious these guys take it. And so per your goal, right, you have to get to a certain serious level. And some people can't make those sacrifices, and that's fine. Some people have 7 kids and 2 full-time jobs, and they can't take it to that level. And I get that, you know what I mean? So you have to make the sacrifice for what you want. If that's what you want bad enough, then that's the sacrifice you make, right? You got to make that time, make those things necessary to get that stuff done. But getting the knowledge base, I think, is the most important thing. Understanding how to do all this stuff is what's hard to find, especially in our bro science ass sport of arm wrestling, right? So yeah, it's hard to know the right answer for everything, but I feel like I got it. I feel like I got the answers now. I feel like I figured it all out. So finally.
Hey, Derek, what are you trying to do, like polling wise? Because are you only doing super matches? Because
right-handed, I'm pretty much only doing super matches. I'm only doing super matches right-handed pretty much from now on. I'm not really interested in doing tournaments. I've done, I don't know how many of them. It's a million. Left-handed, it's whatever. I'll throw it around. I'm probably not gonna be. No, I'm like 90% sure I'm not pulling at the LA Fit Expo. If I did, it would be left-handed. But like I was telling Kane earlier, like I have to work the night before till 4:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna get no sleep. So and then I have to lift all week because I have other matches coming up in February, April, May, and so I'm like I can't stop training for this event. You know what I mean? It's not as important as the right-handed matches I have coming up. So it's like, and I have to work Saturday night, so I'm going to have to leave. If I go Saturday, I'm about to leave early to go to work. So I'll be there all Sunday for sure. I don't know if I might go in there. So Tom Nelson was pissed off because he thought I was going to pull, and I never said I was pulling. So then he messaged me and said, "Well, then have a super match with me." I said, "For sure, Tom. If you want a super match, 100%." Nobody has called me out for a super match right-handed in California, so I've not declined. I'm not running from anybody. No one's asked for one, right? So Tom said, "Let's have one." I said, "Yeah, 100%. You gave me a chance. I'll give you a chance." We had your flight or your hotel and everything taken care of, so I want my everything taken care of to go pull you. That's fair, right? But I don't. That's a different topic, right? In terms of like, okay, California number 1 guy. How do we get that ranking if Derek's not pulling tournaments? But I won. I think that for the number 1 spot, even maybe the top 3 spots, I think a super match is a good way to take that. I think it shouldn't be wait and catch that guy sleeping when he's tired at a tournament and then you get the number 1 spot. No, let's do this fresh for fresh. You be the guy, I'll be the guy. Come earn this number 1 title, really one mano spot. Let's figure this out, and we'll prep for each other, and we'll have this match. It's a serious spot. It'd be weird. What if I pull this, I get an injury, I pull some stupid event, and I lose some guy who's like number 10, who really we all know is not the number 1 guy. He beats me, now he's ranked number 1. That's kind of the number 1 spot would feel cheap. So I'm okay. I don't feel bad doing right-handed super matches only. In terms of my California.
I
right?
get that. I feel it because that's
If I'm
that's
running
how
from
it
people,
feels
that's different. If I'm
sometimes.
declining matches and being a bitch about it, that's different. But if I'm saying yes, as long as it's, you know, they're offering something reasonable, then yeah, of course I'm down. I'm not scared. This is my state, right-handed. Anybody can come get it. I don't care. Come get it.
You heard
Derek,
it. Call out,
real quick,
Derek.
you said May. You have a match in May?
So Tom said, well, he threw a couple tournaments at me. He said, let's do it at these events. He mentioned one in February, but I have a different match getting scheduled in February right now. But he also mentioned May. And so I messaged Casey and I said, hey, what's going on with, we mentioned North versus South, you know, like maybe doing it then. Casey didn't have a date for me. So he said, we're trying to figure that out, but I'm down to do it North versus South if Tom wants it then. But he also said there's another one in, was it April or June or something? Apricot Festival or Patterson? Something
June 1st, I think.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's June 1st. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm down wherever. As long as it's taken care of and go up there, I'll pull Tom.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, so I won't be pulling this event, but I'm, you know, I'll for sure be there Sunday for the amateurs to help coach all the guys. Saturday, our pro boys need to be able to know what to do. But yeah, I would love to be there. I'll try to be there, but I would expect those guys to hold it down and support each other. But I'll try to be there. But Sunday for sure. For you, Andrew, I will be there for you, buddy. I got you.
Right on. Yeah, Monica Knight wants to know who's bringing home a gold this weekend. Who thinks they're coming home with a gold?
I just hope I place.
Who has that
hope I don't get
champion
flashed.
confidence in here?
Excuse me, fellas. I'm gonna go ahead and excuse myself. You, everyone, have a buenas noches. Love you guys, and stay strong.
All right, Waldo.
Good night.
Thank you.
See you later, Waldo.
Yes, sir. You figure out how to get out of here first.
So who's got that champion confidence to materialize?
Come on, Andrew. I know you're going to say you're going to first say it, Andrew. I know Andrew wants to say it.
Nah, I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm gonna do a lot better than the last tournament, and right now my goal is to take first and right and left, right, because otherwise I'm not gonna compete if I didn't think I was ready. But I mean, you know, you always get those people that can just get you that day too. So I don't want to say that I'm gonna take first, but I'm gonna gun for it for sure because you know what? I don't have experience, but I do have the strength, and it's a hell of a lot to give anyone a run for their money because you know what? You have all that table time, and if I can hold you and I give you a hard time, guess what? Train harder because I'm coming.
That's right.
I dig
you see
it.
The little sticker I put on my guy right here? On my little
I have to make this bigger. Oh, is that how
there we go?
Yeah, I put him on my shredded cheese sticker here. It's a little tattoo on his chest.
Yeah, man.
That's Ricky's dream build.
Shredded cheese just got more power for sure.
Hey, speaking of tattoos, who do you guys think is leaving with the tattoo this weekend? You think it's Casey or Tank?
Oh boy,
Casey.
They're both my
I've
friends.
really seen Tank pull. Who's Tank pulled lately? Has he pulled really anybody lately?
He just had a match last weekend at Knuckles Up out in New Jersey.
Right, that's right.
But
Casey's that big old dude with the blonde hair, right?
Right. Now Casey
That's
doesn't have a tattoo. I think he just wants a tattoo.
It's his excuse to get a tattoo.
I
I haven't felt Jeremy in a while. I mean, I know old Jeremy and current Casey, Jeremy would win pretty convincingly. Current Jeremy, I haven't felt him in a while. I know Casey's ever growing. But stylistically, it should be Jeremy. But I mean, strength. It'll be a strength thing. I know Jeremy hasn't been on the table much. He's just been doing table pulley stuff and bands. But he says he's feeling pretty strong. I've been on the phone with him previous to the last match, and so he says he's feeling strong and he plans to come back to full force. Is he there yet? I don't know. Right, but it should be coming back relatively quick, right? Because he's coming back. So the like Mike Lerner was talking about earlier, like comes back pretty quick. So I don't know how long it'll take Jeremy to get to a high level again. But it's kind of a toss up. But stylistically, I would pick Jeremy, so I guess I'll go with Jeremy. I just don't know. It'll be a strength thing for sure. Right? Because Casey likes to kind of go low and drag a little bit, and Jeremy likes to kind of stays more knuckles up and cup and sideways. So he should be able to exploit Casey's hand. But I don't know if it'll happen that way or not.
Does Jeremy have a pretty big, strong hand? Is he kind of a hand guy?
Is it big? It's thick. I don't know how long it is. You got to think, right? Hand length, yeah, hand length is better for holding on, right? If that's the type of person you are, which generally we all should not be focusing on holding on, but if you are, hand length is good. Hand thickness is better for them to not hold on to you, right? So they can't get a good grip on you. So really, I mean, having hand length helps for sure. It's not the end all be all if you're pulling optimally, but you know, it's a thing. I would focus more on the hand thickness in terms of what can other people hold on to. But yeah, I don't think Jeremy's hand is super big. But Casey's, I think it's probably about the same size as Casey's. Casey's hand isn't very big, right? It's not massive, I don't think.
It's not too massive.
Yeah.
It's just super thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, his hands, as a matter of fact, mine and Casey's hand are the same size, but his thickness is a lot thicker. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we'll see, man. Jeremy's down to get a tattoo, though. He already has a UAL tattoo on his forearm. He's down to get another one, I'm sure.
Yeah. He's like, whatever. Yeah, Rodell Escalara says Grizzly has this. So he's got Casey in this. I mean, it's hard to say even on paper, like who should, you know, because
well,
Casey's been consistent. He's been doing good. He didn't, you know, he hasn't been out of the game. He's been training. But then Jeremy's Jeremy. He was at a pretty high level, wasn't he? Before
oh, he used to destroy me for years. He was my kryptonite. Jeremy has so many wins on me, it's crazy.
Yeah. So that changes things.
But not right now.
I gotta take Casey.
Okay. All right.
No, I love Casey, and this is a chance for Casey. I mean, like I said, Jeremy just had a match of Knuckles Up, so his name is still pretty known out there. This is a good opportunity for Casey. You know, like Casey versus Brandon Allen. It's an opportunity for Casey to move forward for sure.
I will say this, like, from what I've noticed watching at least the recent stuff Jeremy's done, he's not too concerned about keeping the hand. And Casey's main go-to is to try to take the hand, right? So when you have a situation like that, it's almost like Casey's power will, you know, should be kind of negated because he's going to go and just give his hand up anyway. And then he uses like a real strong shoulder sideways press type thing. So that's kind of the way I, you know, just see it from the outside looking in. And then I try to base it off of like at the Victorville, Tony and Tank pulled and they had a little bit of a war. And when Tony and Casey pull, you know, Casey can't really get a bite. So, I mean, I know that styles make matches, but those are like the things that I have to weigh it on right now, you know? So it's definitely an uphill climb for sure.
Yeah. And Jeremy will get ugly. If he loses his wrist, he'll get ugly with it, you know? And I haven't seen that out of Casey yet. And I think Jeremy will be more, Jeremy is faster and more explosive than Casey for sure. So we'll see how it pans out. That's why I think it'll be a general strength thing. I think if Casey's just strong enough to just row Jeremy, it probably straps and just pull him back and Jeremy gets way out of position, then it could be Casey's for the win for sure. I just don't know if he can do it or not, you know?
Derek, who do you have between Jamie Sheldon and Anderson Oliveira?
Jamie Sheldon.
All the way.
I won't even get into it. Obviously, Jamie's my boy. I'm going 100% Jamie. But I honestly, I can't remember how Anderson pulls. I've seen videos a long time ago, but I can't even remember specifics. So I'll just blatantly say Jamie, 100%.
Yeah, I've been catching up on some of his footage, getting to know Anderson more. He looks incredibly strong, especially inside. I've seen him lose his hand, his wrist a lot, but he could even pull in that position as well. So, but that's very little. I don't know a lot about him.
Actually, speaking of pulling somebody, I want to pull Paul because Paul's built like a goddamn Kryptonian. Okay. When he was pulling Leroy and his lat was like my whole body. Paul, why are you so damn jacked?
I don't know.
I don't know. I was just built this way.
Just built this way. Yeah. No, I mean, shit.
Those are wrestling shoulders, bro.
Huh?
Bro. Those are wrestling shoulders.
Yeah, that was just years of training, really. You know, did special sauce for a while, a little bit, but not anymore. But you know, just training. You know, just working out. I mean, I'm going to be 54, so I just still hit it hard.
No, you're still
I gotta.
Huh?
Still young.
I said
I gotta
still
pull
young.
you for sure, though. I gotta pull you for sure, Paul.
All I know is that I work 10 hours, not including 2 hours of driving, and I keep on looking at Will, and I'm like falling asleep. It's like, is he asleep?
I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake.
I'm sitting here in a trance trying to be in the car. I'm like, oh, like
Andrew, once you get your
I want to
hand
lay
right,
down next to Will. I want to lay down next to Will. I'm just get comfortable.
I got room for you.
once you get your hand right, Andrew, you're gonna have access to a lot of guys. Like your bicep and chest and all these things are so strong. Once you get your hand right, not just in strength, but in terms of knowing how to use it efficiently and well, then you'll be fine. Guys like Paul or like Will are guys that have these established hands and wrists that are concrete from years of arm wrestling, things like that. Once you get yours figured out, it's going to open up a lot of doors for you. You won't have to get ugly with it and crazy. You'll just be able to have hand control, and then all this will have full access. You'll just be like, ugh, just be able to move people once that wrist is intact.
Yeah, I mean, you got the strength and all that stuff, and the important part is to really work on your technique. I mean, you get the technique down, and then the strength, and then that's where it's at. Because I mean, be like, oh, I got more strength than his technique, but I mean, on a good day, technique's going to beat strength. 9 out of 10 times. I mean,
it depends. It depends how big the gap is in strength.
Well,
you can pull Levon and have the best technique in the world. It don't matter. That boy will grab you by the wrist and do this.
That's kind of true. Just trying to build, so you can build some technique. I mean, so I mean, I got technique, you got strength there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Paul, you're so weak. All you have is technique. You weak ass.
No,
all you
but
have is technique.
also, I mean, there's a different. Yeah, you got strength, like Derek's saying. But all I'm saying is, don't rely on your strength. Learn that, build that technique. So because you're going to be in a position where you're going to need that technique. And your strength's not going to come around.
Yeah, like for instance, right? So if we're just talking about hand and wrist, this is a strength, right? Being able to cup someone is a strength. Shooting forward, sliding your hand around the back of their hand, setting up your grip so you can crash down to them. Those are techniques to amplify your wrist strength, right? So we get stronger in just this, but we learn techniques to establish wrist strength. So it's easier. So we leave less strain on the wrist, right? Different.
Yeah. That's why too, like all the training I've been doing with Ricky, I think that itself is why I'm even at where I'm at. Because Ricky really did a lot for me in terms of showing me all these little things that I've never even known about or skipped. And then lo and behold, when I'm in a grinding match, it's things like that where, all the little finger strength techniques that I've been doing and band work and just all the pronation and rising techniques with bands that opened up because someone like that's willing to show me. And that's why whenever you guys tell me stuff, I'm like, man, I gotta take it, because every time you guys show me how to do it and it starts clicking, I start beating the people that have just completely whooped my ass. But I gotta catch up to Will, because Will can drink a 12-pack and just completely hold me. Yeah. Well, that's even worse. I'll never be able to beat you.
He's an example of someone that can't explain to you the stuff we're talking about, but does it naturally. Right. Yeah. So on the table, you're like, how do you do this high hook? Well, I don't know. I don't even know if I do that. I've never done that. And does it perfectly, does it flawlessly, and executes optimally, finger grip, fingers placement, everything's perfect. But it's like, I don't know how I'm doing it. I just do it. Like John Persink's that way. You kind of just do it. I don't know. You just kind of do the thing and you do it and you beat them. They can't really explain it, but they just do it well. Right. So you learn more by watching them or pulling them than you do by talking to them, type of thing.
Yeah. I wish I could help. That's why I feel useless when I get invited to these things, because I don't have many tips. I don't know.
I just like seeing you there, looking pretty. That's it, man.
The thing that frustrates
me. Well, you're definitely teaching people about rest right now, Will.
Huh?
You're teaching people about rest right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm living
mastered.
Arm wrestling recovery with Will Klingman.
Kane, you're one of those people too that has that annoying hand wrist.
You're gonna place, Will.
It's those manual labor guys, Andrew. It's those manual labor guys. Yeah, those ones to watch out for.
I think
Kane's got lobster wrist.
It contributes to the top of the chain, but in terms of like utilization and technique and like practicing it, the thing that I catch the most with new people is the act of overpronating and like turning like a singular movement into something too much. and for me, a lot of times I think of pronation as you just can't do this to me, and the ability, I think the hardest thing for people to sometimes put together is being able to maintain pronation and cup and rise at the same time, or a combination of two of them. It's typically the coordination that's really hard to get down, is putting those together, and like it's either pronation or I'm switching to cup. As soon as someone pronates, I feel their cup release, and then you could blast through their fingers. They try and cup, I feel their pronation go. A lot of times they lose their rise when they're pronating. They're not trying to low hand top roll, they're just pronating and going like this, and not
Yeah.
maintaining
Yeah, that's a flow. That's a flow movement for sure. Because for me, I have trouble with that. I have to move to one at a time kind of thing. And with people like you, Ricky, Lorenzo, Derek, I mean, you guys have that flow where you know how to do the body mechanic movement and just keep it there. So yeah, that's something I'm definitely gonna freaking practice.
Well, learning to
I
arm
just want to
wrestle,
point that out because it's annoying.
learning to arm wrestle with a sense of control is important. When I went out to Turkey and I was talking to Ang, we went out to dinner and I was talking about techniques and stuff. So his whole, I got his little hand here, right? His whole approach is, and John arm wrestles the exact same way, is having access. If I arm wrestle you up here, then your wrist folds, right? So when people top roll you, Andrew, you're in this position all the time. Go. You sit there like this, right? The wrist is gone, but the bicep starts enacting, right? That's over rotating, right? They took your wrist so much that you realize the wrist was gone, and then you tighten up the bicep, and then we start transitioning to this shit, right? So that's them over rotating. Now, when they did that, when they went so far outside, they lost control to here. They lost control to the ability to steer your forearm across the pad because they went too high. So realistically, it should be rolling out, getting them flat, and so they're holding on and then steering across the table without over rotating your hand. So that way they chase you, they think they can get their wrist back, and then they'll hold on until they're way too far separated. Over rotating gives people, especially guys that are used to losing their wrist or professionals, once they know that wrist is fucked or gone, they're like, all right, it's gone. They're gonna let it go, right? Because I lost the wrist. All right, here we go. Let's start doing this stuff. So you got to give them hope that they can get it back by keeping it straight. And also keeping it straight would give my hand access to this palm where I can steer their forearm across the pad. Rather than being all the way up here, now I can move their forearm across the pad at the same time. So you want to take this as a whole hand top roll where I'm still connected down here, so I control your forearm, and I'm up in the hand through my thumb controlling your cupping, right? So it's through the hand, but you have to be ultra strong to do that. The deeper you are in their palm, the harder it is to pronate and pull through their fingers. So if you get the hand and wrist strength, then you can steer their whole arm through here. This has connection to the side pressure. This has connection to their cupping, right? So that's why John Rosanic and Ing Turkey, they grip kind of medium, not all the way up. They don't regrip real high up into the fingers. They know how to do it, but it's not a style of control. If you arm wrestle someone from a base where you have the bottom and the top, you get strong enough to do that, then you control their arm. You control everything about their arm, right? And so then there's just helpless if you have the strength to do it. But going way out, then there's other counters to that. You go to the extreme, there's counters to all that stuff, right? But so it's just learning how to, you say it feels fluid. Yeah, it's because we're blocking certain things and trying to keep it controlled all the way across the table. If I go all the way open, you're going to do this shit, right? Or if I go all the way down, you can cup in, right? So it's a sense of control.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing I hate more than like finger arm wrestling. And that always happens. Yeah, when like the idea of pronation or top rolling is always this big thing like that. One of my favorite new things to do in practice that makes me feel like I'm learning something is just having somebody else go through different angles. Sometimes quick, sometimes I'll let them hit, but that's because, I'm comfortable with that. But a lot of times it'll just be slow, them revolving through, and while feeling their bone line here on the hand starting to articulate and feel the pressures, where they need to come depending on what they're doing, and how to respond to that. Because I feel like the muscle memory and the coordination with a lot of technique and things that happen so fast in a tournament, we don't often train for that, like how to make the body instantly respond to these different things. Alan Fisher was really good about that, even just from the setup, feeling little articulation
it's a podcast.
Just them.
I want to get some pizza, man.
But
yeah, it's such a complex sport, especially when you start getting into it at this level and like starting to look at these little small nuances. It's what really makes it like, okay, we can talk about everything I just talked about, but then we still have to worry about steering them outside their shoulder, denying them access to the rest of their body, considering, and then you throw in speed, you throw in things like that. Like there's so many variables. That's why I don't like training on pulley systems or rubber bands, because it doesn't recreate those scenarios. Right. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, it gets really complicated with that stuff. Well, that's the fun stuff, right? And then eventually, if you just get strong enough at something, none of that shit matters, right? So, like, as long as you have okay technique, you just get cock strong at it, then you can do whatever you want to do. It ain't gonna stop what I'm about to do, right? So, I mean, that's my thought going into a super match. Where I'm walking up to somebody and I'm prepped. I'm doing me. Good luck at stopping what I'm about to do to you. I already have this game plan set up and working on it for months. Here we go. And it's coming, and let's see if you can try to run from it, stop it, whatever you want to do. I'm doing me. And then hopefully you're really, really strong for you as it's about to go down. Right? That's kind of my thought.
Derek, so I kind of wanted to ask you about like King of the Table and things like that, even those really high caliber tournaments. I know you're saying the whole fresh thing, one-on-one, which I completely get because I'm the same way. You know, I hate when people show up to practice late and try to pull you Kane when you're tired. So, you know, it's one of those things where it sucks because your arms are burnt. But for someone like you, I think it's more so because, you know, when you're kind of obsessed and a fan of arm wrestling, you want to see all this certain scenarios with people. But for you, like, you don't have any interest in doing that. Something like where it's on a big giant platform, which I'm sure most of your matches are anyways, but in those high caliber tournaments, like I would be super excited to see you in that because I think you'd crush a good majority too.
Wait, you're talking about me pulling tournaments, or you? Wait,
yeah, like King of the Table with those things where like Devin and Georgie, all those big dudes are at.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm competing in. The super match.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah. So I'm in talks to all those promotions. I've done East vs West 3 times now, and then I have another one coming up in April, East vs West, and then King of the Table and me are in talks, and that's all I can say right now publicly. But those are the platforms I'm competing on right now.
East vs West is the biggest, right?
Yes, right now everybody favors East versus West. King of the Table, it's just different. King of the Table usually has 5 matches instead of 13 matches like East versus West. And usually there are 5 matches. They try to get like the top 2 matches wanted in the whole world, plus some like YouTuber, fan-friendly matches mixed in there. It's a little bit different of a blend, but they're merging right now. So they have the same, if you're number 1, if you're the rankings, they merge their 2 events. So if you're ranked number 1 in King Table, you're also number 1 in East versus West. And they made all their rule sets now the exact same. Same table dimensions, same rules, no more running fouls at King of the Table. It's all the exact same at both events. So now they're merged.
Yeah, I didn't know that about the rules. That's cool.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. And Engen's working with King of the Table a lot too and helping them pick matches and all that type of stuff. So
all right, Derek, I got one more question for you. So from a promotional aspect, what would you think about Devin Lair and Auden Lair on the same pay-per-view?
I mean,
good.
Yeah. Auden, you look at them individually, like either way, they'll both bring a draw. Everybody's excited about Auden right now since he's coming up. And then Devin's the biggest draw in the sport. So, I mean, it'd be the same thing as Devin and, Schoolboy or Devin and Whisper. I mean, either way, they're all big names. It's just, that's just 2 big names together. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be people would watch for sure. They wouldn't watch more because it's dad and son, I don't think, than if it was Devin and somebody else that's famous. Same thing.
Yeah. And I'd picture that on King of the Table, something like that. But
yeah, Auden's getting matches. He's getting invites. He's getting opportunities. There's a lot of stuff coming up with Auden.
Caleb just called him out too.
He did. Caleb called him out. Yeah.
Auden's the real deal. He's way better than people think. He's a big dude. He wrestles very intelligently, and he's strong. He's already broken his arm, healed up. He's already done all this stuff. Auden's really good. He's better than people think. So wary. People be wary. Don't take him lightly. He's not just some YouTube kid. He's really good.
He destroyed, it wasn't even a match. He destroyed Gabe. It was bad.
Yeah, I mean, and he was a lot.
He had full control.
Bigger frame than Gabe, and he was, I'm pretty sure, significantly heavier than Gabe that day. But either way, Auden, you can see him. He's like a little mini version of his dad. They try and do the same things, the setup. He's trying to do all the same stuff. Auden understands what he's doing. He's a good arm wrestler, man. I'd love to see him do some more tournaments in Canada and see where he gets ranked because he's probably pretty far up there. He's pretty good.
He's like 6'5" or 6'6". He's pretty tall like his dad, right?
I think you're thinking of Milo. Aden's not that tall.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Milo's the tall, skinny
6'3"
one.
right now.
6'3". That's still a big kid.
Yeah, he's good size.
Who do you guys honestly think would have it between Caleb and Auden? Who wins that match?
I got Caleb.
I love Caleb to death, man, but I love Caleb, but I'm kind of with Derek on this one, man. I think that Auden is different. I think that people probably think like, oh, he's just Devin's son. That's why he's out there. I think dude's really good. As a matter of fact, I said it last year that I think that this year he's going to come and start wreaking havoc in North America. I think dude could follow his dad's footsteps. He might end up being like the number one, under 200-pound guy in North America pretty soon or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if right now, if in North America at what's he? How much do you weigh right now, Auden?
Like 180 something, I think.
Okay, so at 185, I wouldn't be surprised if he was top 10 in North America at 180 in North America, not just Canada, United States and Canada. I wouldn't be surprised if he was top 10. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, if he's
crazy.
Well, then let him pull me.
Well, I just saw an interesting.
Why are you laughing, Derek?
you gotta have a reason to go pull. You put up some money, or you better have some clout. One of the two to offer up. That's why he'll take that match.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying how it is. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, speaking of matches and call outs, we got someone in the chat named Wing Zero who says, I can beat all of you in arm wrestling. Come to alert Nunavut to face me.
Wing Zero's in my chats all the time. He's a good dude.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's just messing around. He's all right.
All right. Yeah, so the general rule is, if someone's going to come to you, it means, they're coming to take your ranking. They're lower in their ranking. So where are we at, Wing Zero? Let's do this.
I want to see I want to see in like two or 3 weeks we set up a practice match. Travis come out and pull Andrew. Practice match at our practice. What do you think? Travis, you down?
I'm down.
Andrew, 3 weeks?
Oh boy.
A practice match. It's a practice
you keep
match.
putting me against these big, tall, white guys. Come on.
Travis, big, tall.
Come on. I'm down to do it. When I see Travis, I see somebody who's been busting his ass, and I like his frame. And I'm the type to where, I'm friends with everybody, and I have, people from other teams on my Instagram and stuff. But I'm watching their technique. I'm watching how they pull, how they hit. I'm watching their energy levels. I'm watching their endurance. So, Travis, I think you probably got my number right now, but I'm gonna train hard as hell because right now where I see us, I think it's one of those spots where if either one of us wins, it's gonna force the other one to evolve. And I think we'll probably end up having a good couple of matches, like regardless if we even have one or two. I'm pretty sure I'll get you in the strength aspect, but I've seen how your wrist is sometimes, and it's going to give me issues. But I'm more than happy to train and pull, and I'll give you hell for sure.
Yeah, I got no doubt you got me in the strength. That's kind of what I'm working on right now. So I'm not worried about my wrist, and my wrist isn't going back. So hey, that can only do so much.
Bicep versus wrist. Here we go.
I don't know.
Paul, how's your left?
My left is you know what?
Not yours, Andrew. I said Paul.
Oh. my left is good. My left is good.
Wait, so you might pull pro? So you might pull Gage. You might pull Gage at the event.
If I go that weight class.
That's an age-old matchup. You and Gage have pulled a bunch of times. Now he's back for this event, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, I pulled him in Washington, but I had the super match with Jody, and then they did masters before pros, and then I pulled 5 times before he even got to him.
Yes.
And he was just fast, and I was just I was worn out, but he beat me. He was as fast, but I would like to pull him fresh.
Gage is so fast. He's so fast.
He is fast. He is fast, but you get that you catch him that one little split second. If you can just get that little split second, because he goes inside, then you got a chance. But I would like to pull him fresh, but
I like to see that. Hey, can we set up one with? Can we set up a match with Mike and Will in 3 weeks too?
Oh, I'm down.
Will's down.
Oh,
Mike, I'm gonna say no.
Match series, huh?
We'll set up a little one. It'll be fun. We'll have Andrew and Travis. We'll have Will and Mike.
I'll take a match with anybody. I don't care what you weigh. Shit.
There we go.
I just like fucking arm wrestle. It's not that complicated.
Exactly. I need a match with Mike at some point. Mega Mike at some point too.
Oh, I thought you meant me and Mega Mike. Fuck.
No, I meant you and this Mike.
I know. I was kidding.
Mike, are you down to pull Will in 3 weeks? Super match practice?
Oh, he's still here?
He just came back. Mike, are you here?
He's taking a nap. Oh, there he is.
There he is. Yeah, me and you, Mike. 3 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun.
All right, cool. Right-handed or left-handed?
Both. Fuck it.
Both. Mike, you down both-handed? All right. Can you think of any other ones? I like to have 3 matches at least.
Okay.
Kane, who you want to pull? Let's set one up.
Oh, I don't care.
Santino, how far away are you? Are you close?
Yeah, I'll make the
we were like on the
7-hour
East Coast,
drive.
like 4 states away. Yeah.
Damn it. All right, you're far away. All right. Josh, you want someone on my team or what? You want some smoke down here? 3 weeks?
Yeah, I do.
Who do you want? Who? Do you have an idea, a name in mind?
Yeah.
Who?
Lorenzo.
L what? My Lorenzo, tall Lorenzo. We have 2 Lorenzos on my team.
Munoz.
Yeah, tall Lorenzo.
Hey, cool, perfect. Lorenzo's down. I'll speak for him. He's down. All right, cool. Dude, can you come down 3 weeks? Good. Can you come down 3 weeks? Yeah. So not this Sunday, not next Sunday after that, but the Sunday after that. Is that
okay? It'll be the first week of February.
We'll do it in Anaheim. We do it in Anaheim.
Will they have the that one tournament in Anaheim? At the brewery? It was the first week.
Yep.
Is that going to be the first week? Is that 3 weeks?
Just another tournament?
There's another tournament.
No, the South Cal, where everyone gets together.
Oh yeah, the big practice, the Arm Fest.
Yeah, the big W.
Yeah, perfect. We do it on Arm Fest.
Yeah, that'd be the 4th. I believe.
All right, someone let Big Alan know that we're setting up matches for his practice.
Yeah, February 4th. Dude, we did send him before on the show, and he ended up having like 13 super matches to sift through. So
good. We like on our team traditionally we've been way slower with it, but traditionally we used to do 3 matches every single Sunday, no matter what. It's just there's got so many guys, and I lost touch with who's actually close with who. Like I'll say matches, and people be like, "There, he's stupid. Like that's not even close." I'm like, "Oh, I thought." Because when I pulled them, they felt similar. I didn't know it's not close between the 2. I don't know. So sometimes it's kind of hard for me to know who's really close with who.
Yeah. Let me test them out. I'll probably have an idea.
Little practice matches are fun, man. They don't mean anything. Just funsies.
You guys had a lot of super matches that weekend, or that fest that you guys had when I came down and pulled Kane and.
That's Mike. What I'm talking about, man. Yeah.
That was
Kane, Don, you said you want one with Kane?
Allen up with so many matches.
I already had one with Kane.
You said you want another one with Kane?
I'll take another one with Kane.
Don, you haven't had my right arm. Let's do this.
Really?
Can you come down? Can you come down with Josh? Come down. 3 weeks.
Okay, Kane. I'll have to pull you right-handed then.
Hey,
arm fest, baby. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. Awesome. Everybody's getting matches. Love this.
Johnny Dang says, I want that Michael guy from West Side Arms.
Mike? West Side Arms. Wait, so Michael
Brown?
Brown?
Well, Mike kind of practices with them, right? I think.
I think that is like West Side,
team, right?
Yeah. I think that's if Mike had to pick a team, I think that's his most home team, although he goes everywhere. I think West Side Arms is his team. I think.
The red shirts?
Who are you talking about, Johnny?
Johnny, which Michael guy are you talking about? It sounds like Mike Brown.
Yeah,
I love me some Mike Brown. I'm such a Mike Brown fan. I know he
Yeah.
can rub some people the wrong way and stuff, but I'm such a fan of anybody that loves the sport that much and is grinding that hard and putting everything, his whole soul into the sport. Like I'm a Mike Brown fan. I am. So I love that kid. He's great.
While we're on the topic, I'll also like to go again with Johnny just to troll him.
We can do that whenever. We can do that next week at practice. Some Chinese dude, he said, what?
Yeah.
That's my bro.
So Johnny has a vendetta against all Asians in the sport. He wants to be the #1 Asian guy in the sport, he said. He's hunting down all Asians.
Yeah.
He's going to go to Vietnam pretty soon. He's setting up because his family, I think, or something out there. But he plans to go there and pull a tournament and wants to try to do the best he can in Vietnam so you can beat.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yes.
Their super heavyweight class is like 205 plus. So they don't have a lot of big guys, like really big guys. So Johnny will be a monster in Vietnam. He'll be a walking monster for sure.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes. Yes. He says, no, it's some Chinese name, Michael. Okay, we understand he's Chinese. Stephanie Spencer says, if the ladies pull towards the end of the day, me and Leah are ready to pull Saturday. Looking forward to it, man. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, hopefully we get a lot of ladies turning out for UAL. That would be good. Unfortunately, Malia is just going to be dropping me off for this one. She's going to get some family time in. But man, if she started pulling again, nobody would be safe.
Oh, Ryan, how far? Where do you live? What city? Where are you at? You're muted right now.
Yeah, I realized I was muted after one word. I live San Diego.
Oh, in San Diego? Dude, wait, so how long you been pulling? How much you weigh?
I walk about 155 and what was the other question?
How long you been pulling? How long?
Oh, just over a year.
You can find him a match. You can find him a match at Armfest.
I'd like to challenge Benji.
Benji?
Yeah, I feel I can hold his flop.
A lot of flop.
Versus Brian.
A lot of flop.
I like to see him
This
versus
is true.
Brian Butcher.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Brian Butcher. That was what popped in my mind.
Yeah.
Brian's down too. But I mean, if he has his eyes on Benji, I think Benji will probably say yes. That's his hometown team anyway. We could probably set that up.
Yeah, cool.
Bridget Sexiness says Elijah.
Elijah's awesome. If you guys don't know who Elijah is, I always use age wrong, 15-year-old on our team. This kid's going ham. Like ham. He's in his garage training every day with his dad, like reps and sets, programming, practice every week. Like he is all in. He has been for a while. He's making stupid gains. I'm really excited about this kid. He's awesome.
Yep.
He's my personal trainer.
Elijah's going ham. Making more videos than anybody I've ever seen.
Yep. Yeah, the most progress I've seen people make, I mean, you touched on this that you're trying to work on this, Travis, is the consistency. Yeah, whenever I see people staying consistent, everyone else who's not, they kind of like, drift or stay stagnant, and just that person making all those baby steps pushes ahead really well. Like it's really cool to watch. But then Elijah, you look at people doing what he's staying consistent, he's programming, he's in the gym, he's at every practice every week. It's nuts, dude. It's inspiring. Like watching that kid has made me train like so much harder and try and get
I think one of the things that's most inspiring for me is that like it's a dad-son combo that like I never had that. And so it's like that dad is, because Todd is all the way involved with Elijah. Like he's there for every workout, every rep, every set, all the way. And like I'm like, that's so cool. Like I wish my dad gave a shit about me. Like when I was a kid and he was helping me, work out and buying me all the things. And I don't know. That's like inspiring me. That's crazy. That's awesome to see, I think.
Yeah, that's badass.
I tried to be that for my daughter. She seems to pick a sport.
Todd says he's still 14, but 15 in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And
14. Damn it.
Yeah, River Welch, who's in the house, he's ready. He said that no 165 amateur is safe. He's coming after the 165 amateur. So Tommy, I believe that means you on Sunday.
I'm feeling great. Finally, don't have cramps.
River, he's coming for you.
Who?
His name's River Welch. In the chat, he's Riv Slug. And he also adds that, yeah, consistency is the hardest but most beneficial thing in his opinion.
It really is, man. Like I'd say this all the time. I never have some cool triumph story where I would train my ass off and I started beating these guys that were beating me. Like I just outlasted them all. Like John Hoffman, Take, all these guys, like I just didn't stop and they just fell off eventually and quit. And then eventually I just passed them, but they beat my ass until they stopped. And then I just kept going until eventually I passed them up like way later. And then they came back and I was too far gone. But like it's consistency really is. That's the hardest thing. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Like, no matter how excited you get about it, this thing takes a long time. No matter what you're doing, no matter how much gear you're blasting, it still takes time. It takes a long time. And if you want, and the number one advice I got from Devin Lair when I first started, he said, have fun and try not to get injured. Like, have fun, enjoy the climb, have fun in the amateur times, have fun going to your first tournaments, road tripping, doing all that stuff, and just try not to get hurt because that's the stuff that's going to affect you later on in your career, the injuries that'll plague you. And so that's something I held really close to me. Just don't quit. No matter how bad things got, dude, I went through the worst stuff in my life when I've been an arm wrestler, like personal stuff, right? And I would just, I hadn't been in the practice in 4 months, but I would still grab a little gripper and I would just be like, hit my room, like, I haven't quit. And just mentally, I haven't quit. And then eventually, like, okay, I'm back at practice. I'm back into it. Like, just mentally, just not quitting and staying the course and not taking these 5-year breaks, Mike, or things like that, like just chipping away at it over time. And eventually you'll get somewhere. You're going to get to some level. It's inevitable. You can't suck for 10 years. Eventually you're going to get pretty good. It's as long as you just keep doing it, it's going to happen.
Unless your name is Adam Silver, you could suck for 10 years.
Adam didn't arm wrestle for like 20 years. He's just getting back into it. Yeah. But I mean, like this is when you start getting into programming and stuff, because the plan is any program you do right now, if you go grab a rubber band, you go arm wrestle a tree, you go do whatever, you're going to make gains, especially as a new guy, right? Just table time and whatever you're doing, you're going to make gains. And so it's hard to sell programming or something like that to newer guys and be like, I'm making gains, hitting this tire iron over here or something, whatever they're doing, right? Because all things move forward. It's just at the end of this, in 5 years, how well are you set up at the end of the 5 years? How versatile was your programming? What will it allow you to become, right? Rather than did you only do one move for 10 years and then all of a sudden you need to do this other move and you haven't touched that in 10 years, right? So eventually it's like, what are you setting up for the future is when you start looking at programming and what's optimal and, in terms of damage and health for the joints and all the things, what's going to set you up in the long run. That's why programming is it's harder to sell to new guys because they can just do whatever and make gains, right? But when you get really, really into it and you have to start dialing in, that's when that shit starts coming into play really heavy.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, so Adam Silver, I believe, is going to be competing, and he's a bit heavier than you, right, Andrew?
No, I'm just messing around with Adam. He's too scared. He's always got issues.
You and Adam are like polar opposites.
Yeah.
Like he's no bicep, all hand and wrist. You're all bicep, and you got to work on your hand and wrist. It's like complete opposites, and you both are.
Yeah, but I still crush him. He's a bodybuilder bully, but I can't I'm just saying. No, I would like to, but Adam's really busy, and it's like when you said he's going to compete. Well, we'll see. He's always too famous. He ends up getting dragged into something else. So, but I would still take Adam. Like he's one of those dudes where if I get beat so much by them, it makes me obsessed to get better. And Adam spanked me left and right countless times. But then, I've been training and getting better and better that I catch him left. I cream him left, but I think he has an injury left. So I want to do right and left for sure with Adam.
Andrew. The only polls I want to hear about are tournament or super match polls. You gotta stop reading in these practice polls. You gotta stop reading.
Sorry.
Polls don't count.
Adam sucks. That's just what I want to reiterate. Adam sucks.
Because that's the worst thing, dude. When you beat someone all the time in practice and you show up in an event, you're like, oh, this is gonna be easy, and all of a sudden they're like way stronger than normal, and you're like, oh my god, this never happens to me with this guy, and all of a sudden because you took him too lightly. Always get practice polls all the way out of your mind completely. Everybody's totally different at events. Everybody is, yourself included, and them and everybody wildly different at events. But it's hard too. It's hard not to read into practice.
I want to see. Well, what's your take, Derek, on Brandon? Because I know he's my boy, but I always tell him like specific things because I feel like he gives up when he gets in bad spots. And I feel like he'd do a lot better if he had a little more confidence in himself. I mean, not that he's not, but you know, it's one of
So
those things where we're our own worst critic kind of thing.
Andrews asked me about a guy named Brandon Sewell, I can't say his last name correctly, who just got in the sport like what 3 or 4 months ago. Super obsessed, the nicest guy in the world, like another like Paul Lynn on our hands. Strong gym guy, has a gym background, was always lifting anyway, and so he came in the sport at pretty good level, good bicep, good sized hands, strong, and he's training his ass off. So and he's been training with Andrew. They've been going to the gym together and stuff, and it's good when you get in the sport, you have somebody to kind of that's right there with you, testing each other. That's good. It's good to have a rival or friendship or whatever you want to call it. But Brandon is, I know he's taking it very serious. I talked to Brandon a lot, right, in terms of programming and training and things like that. And he has a really bright future. Eventually, I'm excited to see when he gets confidence, he'll get the rage and the competitiveness. You already have that built up in you, Andrew. You already have this fighting background, this rage, this anger. Brandon's such a nice guy that it's going to take a little while for him to get a hold of that, which I'm really excited when he gets the confidence to be able to apply that. That's something that comes in time. That comes with confidence. So when he gets that, I think he'll level up pretty big time. But I plan to work with Andrew very much. I'm on his ass every night, messaging him and hitting him about programming and videos for his lifts. But yeah, I think he has a super bright future. But that animalistic, crazy rage, screaming aggressiveness, that's something that a lot of people like and they see it, but they don't understand it until they're years into the sport. Because when you stop thinking, when you have all the muscle memory built in and the confidence, and you had to stop turning off your brain and just start turning on your aggression, it can do a lot of things, right? It'll change up a lot. But I couldn't do that for years. I was so nervous and scared and this and that and this and that, that once I finally hit that switch and you understand how to do it, it can do a lot. It opens up a lot of doors for sure. Like Kane, when I saw you pull John Davo, and you finally turned it on and you were like that guy, dude, it was awesome. It was so great to see. Right. And then I can see so many matches of myself at tournaments. I'll walk up, I'm talking to the ref, I'm laughing, and I'm like, and then I lose. Right. And then there's the other ones where I go up there and you can see it and then it manifests itself. You can see how angry and crazy I am, and it manifests itself 100% on the table. So it's just that mental aspect and confidence, I think, comes from confidence a lot. Right. And being able to turn on that angry mode. I think the guys that have like fighting backgrounds, like Andrew, like Paul, guys who have combat experience, that's closer for them. And so they might be prone to getting into that angry phase too early, but turning off the muscle memory part too early and just going full rage mode. But you got to keep that in check, but it can do a lot for sure.
Yeah, because I feel like he could do a little better too initially with the hit. Because I mean, he's beaten me on my right like a dozen times already. So whatever you're showing him, he's been obsessed with it. So I don't know. I feel like him and somebody else from the compound that I've been having my eye on, those are the people that are gonna come up big too.
Yeah, there's so many up and coming badasses, dude. Every time I go to practice, I'm like, who's this guy? Who's that guy? There's a guy. What's his name? He went to. He was on the Anaheim. He showed up to Anaheim practices late, really well shaved and pampered, hair perfect, beard perfect, and you'd always show up kind of late. Maybe Middle Eastern or Mexican, I'm not sure.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And he was telling me he was going to beat Oleg. He went to the Chris Kringle poll and said he was going to beat everybody there, get it easy first, and then he lost immediately to Kane. No, who did he lose to? He lost to a few of our guys like right away, and he said he was telling me he was going to destroy everybody. But at practice, he felt amazing. Like when I pulled him at practice, but he always shows up like 3 hours late. Felt amazing, right? Like ridiculous, and then immediately lost all his matches, right? So it's like practice is just a wild way to judge anything. It really is.
He's kind of a tall dude, right?
Yeah, probably like 6'1", 6'2". I can't think of his name.
For normal people.
I think he's Mika's friend.
He might be super fast.
Yeah, he trained with Mika, I think.
Yeah, I didn't even get to see his performance at Kringle Pole.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I just saw him across the table from me, and I remember hearing you, Derek, screaming, go fast, Kane, hit. And so like I was taking him really serious. And I guess after the grip up, he had to back out something.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Blew something out, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, eyeshadow one. No, not that one. Like eyeliner.
He might have. He might. It's on point. He spent some time in the mirror. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. It's all.
You look
there.
good.
Yeah.
He walked up to me before the tournament started. He says, "It's going to be you and me in the finals. I know it."
Yeah.
Before the tournament even started.
Well, at the last practice, he came up to me, and I've seen him twice at practices, and he goes, "Hey, Derek, I think I can beat Oleg." And I was like, "Really?" Like, okay. He's like, "Can I pull with you and show you?" And I was like, "Okay." And he was strong and he was fast. I was like, "You're pretty strong." He goes, "So you think I can beat Oleg?" I go, "No, not a chance." Like, no, not like you're strong, man. You're really good, but no. Like Oleg is as fast as you or faster and knows what he's doing and has the complete. But no, not yet. You got to go take your licks. But then he came to me before that tournament and said, "I'm going to run through this class. This will be an easy win. Then I'm going to call it Oleg." That's what he said to me. And then I think he lost his first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's so cool though. Like I want that. Like I want to be able to think that way. That's amazing. As long as you like keep pushing no matter what happens.
yeah.
I love that. I can't comprehend that mentality. Like in all honesty, when I look at our 165 open class, I don't feel like there's anybody I can't beat. Like I feel like it is possible to beat all of them, but I just don't have that confidence like to be like I know I'm gonna destroy like all of you. And some of the guys that do the best, I mean that's like the mentality they have. They just know they're gonna win, you know.
The big dummies. It's the big dummies, man.
Yeah,
It's those ones
I
that just
love
have
it. Give me
stupid
some of that
confidence.
dumminess. It's so cool. It really
It's
is.
the guys that have blind confidence that do so well.
Yeah.
Don't you know you should be scared right now and nervous? What are you doing with all that confidence?
Yeah, Veronica Knight wanted to know if we're going to be doing King of the Table soon. I'm guessing she's talking about it at practice. I love King of the Table. I love King of the Table.
I hate it.
I knew you'd say that too.
I'm the one that always has to be up there all the time.
Yeah.
So it's not.
You're the king. What do you expect?
It's not as helpful as people think, right? People like, especially in North America, man, we have everything all backwards. Like it's not no pain, no gain, go hard or go home. That's not optimal for training at all. And King of the Table is just like, I literally can't breathe. I can't get oxygen to my muscles anymore. So this is not peak, like fresh workout. This is depleted trying to hold on. So it'll help me in terms of me finding ways to beat people while I'm tired. But this isn't making me so much stronger like everybody thinks. If anything, when I start losing, pulling as hard as I can, this is just going to lead to injuries and set me back from the gym for the rest of the week. So it's like, it's not, we're going to help you so much, Derek. Let's do King of the Table. It doesn't help me that way. I'll do it to keep people happy and stuff, but it's not doing what people think it's going to do.
Right. Yeah, it's some cowboy shit. The only one thing, yeah, it could be done differently to like fully get this out of it. But the one thing that I do like about it is the hit first thing. Like you got to catch or you got to hit. Practice wise, I like that feeling. Not only is it fun to be able to hit first, but especially if you're the person that has to catch, you know, you're the challenger stepping in. I like the feeling of that. Like, because normally I'm used to like trying to be offensive, and I like the articulation of being able to like trying to, you know, feel what somebody's doing and responding. But then again, yeah, I know someone like you, Derek, you're just like have your plan and dictate things and dominate it. But
Well,
I don't know.
I do a hook. I'll do one strength for the first half, and then I switch to the complete opposite move. So those muscles are fresh. That's how I usually make my way through King of the Table. Once it gets tired, I'm all right. Now I'm top rolling the rest of you guys. That's it. I'm not hooking anymore. That's how I usually win. That's why it's Derek like 100 versus Alpha Empire 0. Usually I win King of the Table. Everybody quits before I do. It's no fun. Even Mega Mike's there. Send this video to him. He quits before I do.
Good. Yeah, Veronica Knight says she makes up brings a good point up. Helps the new guys gain some confidence and feel out everyone else.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's great for everybody else. It's just the way it gets brought up. Derek doesn't look tired. Let's do King of the Table. That's literally how it's brought up every time. Derek looks like he's not tired enough. Let's all do King of the Table on him. It's not for everybody else. They do it to try to kill me. That's the whole reason it gets brought up. That's why I'm like not a huge fan.
Yeah, I feel
Derek,
bad
you
for you.
realize you're a freaking Viking-sized human being, right? So that's why it's fun to
Trust
go
that I
against
know
you.
what I'm doing with my body and practice and training.
What's funny about
good.
King of the Table is the only time it ever happens, it typically is when Derek decides, okay, I'm gonna get on the table and get some work in, and he'll find somebody that
Everybody runs too.
and then the line starts to form behind that person. And they all just start going at Derek, and now we're in King of the Table, and it just happens. Yeah.
But hey, I'm excited about these super matches, man. I gotta message Alan, make sure I don't forget about them all. Tell him the names. They're gonna go down. But
please,
so Don and Josh come down 3 weeks for sure.
Yeah.
Next Armfest.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You guys said one with will Casey come with you? Can you drag him too?
Hopefully. I'll try. I'm sure that he will. I mean, now that me and Don are gonna go, I'm sure that he will.
Well, we can talk to him this weekend. He's gonna be there, so
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I want to think of a good match for Casey. What's a good? Yeah, there's some good ones. We think it's some good ones for Casey. I want him to have a match.
Well, as soon as Alan gives us the green light, I'll clip this little conversation about these matches coming up. Let's blow it up for Armfest. Yes.
Hey, pretty soon Alan's just gonna ban us all from going to the practice. There's gonna be
I know,
signs up
right?
and everything.
He would never. If Alpha Empire doesn't show up, that's over half the practice. Hold on. He would never ban it.
That's true.
Nah, he's into it. I think he just wants to keep it below like 7 matches or something like that. But yeah, it's getting good with the setup and everything for the live streaming. Oh, which reminds me, Veronica, I believe it was, who asked if anybody's going to be live streaming the event, UAL this weekend. Do you guys know if anyone's live streaming?
I know that Chris will have up the UAL stream on the UAL Facebook page, but as far as anybody else after that, I'm not sure. I know that the Ion television people are going to be there, so I don't know exactly what they have going on with that. They're all going to talk about that Friday, but yeah, so there may be like some different camera crews there, like the little video that we've seen, like the clips that they did, that was the people from last year, so we'll see.
What's that, Derek?
Oh, just some stuff I have around the house. Just California Cup, best half of California. Hey Josh, how long is this gonna be at my house for? For a while, right? Probably for a long time.
I mean, probably till April or May, I would say.
Oh yeah, you think so? You think so?
I think so. I think we got a good team coming this year.
So check this out. So and I got this one. So this is best team, but the last team competition we did. So this is #1 team. This is #1 half of California, and this is the #1 guy in California. This is California right here in my hands. Just saying, if anybody wants to open for grabs, anybody wants to come take this. My house.
I love it.
He's basically saying Alpha Empire and Southern California are the best in California. We win.
Fucking Derek.
We win at arm wrestling.
I love that I have this and I get to show it out every once in a while. Like, this is pretty cool, man. North versus South, California Cup.
Legit.
One of my
favorite. Why does it say NorCal 2015? Wait, did we have what?
Yeah, so right.
Oh, right.
So that's what I was trying to explain to everybody. Like in 2015, they did it with Luke Kent and everybody involved. They did it one time, and then they just never continued through with it. That trophy was the original trophy that they started in 2015 when they were going to make the California Cup a continuous thing.
Wait, so whose house was this at before I had it? Who had this before me?
Tom Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you took two crowns from Tom.
All right.
Well, look, he loves it even more now.
Tom's coming for me. He's looking good. I'll crush him though. I'm gonna crush him right here when we have our match. I just want you to know that.
Did you say Tom was going this weekend?
He said he was, but I know he really wanted to beat me, and I told him I'm not pulling. So I don't know if that changed his mind.
Oh,
but he said he'd be there.
And it looks like there will be another match that's already being set up with Johnny Dang for Armfest. He says the dude who had a super match at the last Armfest called me out. The big chested Mexican dude who won his super match. Wait, who had super matches?
He has pretty shit descriptions.
Right?
Johnny, plug in, bro.
Where's all this racism coming from, Mr. Dang?
Hey,
So I
but
know
make sure,
Chinese, now he's Mexican.
Josh, I want our top guys competing.
Oh.
I don't want you picking favorite where the North guys are favorites. I want our top guys competing in North versus South.
Never. Actually, so we have a better plan like this year to make it more more tight knit, right? So like we're gonna do like a sit down thing with you and all the guys where we can pick our guys to go against, you know, like you pick this guy, I pick this guy, we put them against each other instead of just one side putting the matches together. I mean, not to put work on everybody, but like you pick your dream team basically, and we'll do the same, and we'll put them against each other, you know, and then we'll still
Is
have
everybody
matches
down?
for everything.
Are all the North
What's
guys
that?
down? Like, is Luke Kitten going to compete? And like,
I mean, Luke, that's the only one that's such a variable because, you know, he wants money, like any time to have a super match. Otherwise, only because he, you know, is focused on the Arnolds every year and the things that he does. So he thinks it's too big of a risk for injury, just to do a fun match. But yeah, everybody else, I mean, Tom's down, Eli's coming again, Nick, all the OGs, Randy Weaver's coming back and going for the world title this year. So yeah, a lot of the guys are coming back and making some noise. Ballesteros will be there again, obviously. Michael Vaz will be there this year. So
is
yeah,
Michael Vaz North or South?
He's North.
He's North? Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Positive. Yeah.
Maybe I'll pull Eli left-handed because I think I'm ranked like 4th left-handed. He's like 3rd or 2nd or something.
Yeah.
So,
Eli,
huh?
he beat Tom pretty convincingly 3 times left-handed. So I mean, the dude is definitely scary left-handed. His right's not quite the same level, but I mean, with the dude only being a couple years into the sport, you know, he started training with Vosgin and them. Like that's where he trained overseas. Whenever they were over there.
He lives up here. He lives up here with me and Bill.
Oh, Eli's amazing. That guy has so much potential.
He lives up here in Los Banos with me and Bill.
Eli.
He's a big Eli. He's like 6'4", buff, young, strong as hell. Super.
Oh, isn't he like a doctor or some shit?
No.
About that, but
no. This guy was a power lifter from Russia.
Yeah.
And he's over here. His name's
Levi. I think his name's Levi.
Oh yeah, no, I know who you're talking about, Levi. No, that's a third of the size of Eli. Eli's a big boy.
I was thinking of Sadov or whatever his name is.
Hey, I'm heading out. I'll see you guys this weekend.
Hey, have a good night, Travis.
Later, guys.
So Derek for the South would be picking who the dream team would be, so long as everybody's.
Oh, you want me to pick for my team or all of Southern California?
Oh, is that what you were implying, Josh?
Well, I mean, obviously, right? So you got Hadzi and everybody that they have their teams down there. They're going to want to probably, you know, induct a couple of guys or you know, put forth a couple of guys that they nominate. But yeah, for the most part, I think that, I mean, Derek kind of just proved it by holding everything up. He is kind of the guy in California, right? So things kind of should go through him as the representative of the South who holds the trophy. You guys all hold the trophy, but yeah, like he's kind of the Don, right? And then he'll kind of ask Hadzi and them guys what they think, and they'll put it together. I think they all kind of have, you know, everybody's gonna have a little bit of different input, but I mean, you guys got Ole's down there, you got Brash, you got people like that. If we can get them involved this time, I mean, yeah.
If we show up with the Armenians, if the Armenian dream team comes over there, oh no.
Yeah, I mean, them 3 can probably win the trophy themselves.
Those guys are wild, man. David and David and Vrej. Oh my god, those guys are crazy.
Man, David Edgian is the one who impresses me the most. I mean, that dude is incredible.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a blast.
And we'll give you Mike Voss. That's fine. Take him. Take him. Although, dude, he looks like a badass right now. I think he's back on training and doing this whole thing. Mike Voss is looking.
Yeah, he called out. So he kind of did the same thing as Ryan Ballesteros did, and he went straight after Brent Rockers. And so they're in the works of setting up a match right now. Them two, Michael Voss and Brent Rockers.
That's an old rivalry.
Obviously, on paper, Rockers is current, consistent right now. He should be the favorite, but still, if Boz can come in off the couch basically and do anything, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy that a lot of these guys in this call, probably don't know who Michael Voss is. And Michael Voss, back when I was arm wrestling, when UAL was the top thing, Michael Voss is one of the top UAL guys from California. And he's a beast, big, strong dude, but he'll be at like 220, 230, somewhere in there usually. And he would go back and forth all the top guys. And then he just kind of, after UAL, Mike Voss kind of disappeared. And went, I don't know, just working, doing family stuff, I guess. But now he's coming back, but it's been a while, so no one knows who he is. Like, Megan might call me like, who's this Michael Voss guy? People saying I should arm wrestle him. I go, Mike, he's serious. Like, he's a really seriously strong dude. Like, do not take that lightly if you take that match. Like, he's
right. So look, when we were first doing the talks for North versus South, and there's no shade on anybody, but me and Dallas were talking, and I was like, yeah, we need somebody for Voss to pull. He's super good arm wrestler, whatever. And Dallas is like, I'm not going to drive up to Bakersfield and pull nobody that I have never heard of, And I'm like, no, bro, trust me. Like, this dude's legit. Like, he's been around. He's a veteran. And again, like, not in a bad way. It was all understandable. Afterwards, he was like, oh, okay, that's who you're talking about. Okay. But yeah, a lot of people don't. A lot of the current guys don't know who he is at all.
Yeah, he's a serious threat, man. That was fun, man.
But after Patterson last year, I mean, Jamie came up, him and Scott Partington and them, and they got to see him, and Partington got to arm wrestle him, and he said himself for 20 years he watched him and never felt him until that day, and they were all impressed. They were talking about him afterwards. Even when I came down to your place, they were like, "Hey, man, what's up with Boz? Is he getting back in?" And I mean, he's a monster for sure.
So are you only setting up pros at North versus South, or are you setting up amateur matches as well?
No, yeah. So it should be similar. I just and I kind of want the input from you guys to about that stuff. But do you think that it should evolve to where this California Cup is like only like the top level matches count for this, or should it just be a jumble again where everything counts towards it? You know what I mean? I mean, I definitely want to include amateurs and let them have matches and stuff, but I feel like when you are saying the best of the best, especially with a trophy or something, maybe it should be that. Do we pick our top 10 guys and those guys are for the cup and then the other guys are still part of the event?
I think you should have amateur matches for sure. I think that in terms of it counting towards the cup, it's just like, are we talking about the tip of the spear, or are we talking about depth? You know what I mean? Like, if we talk about depth, then we can count the amateur matches towards it. Like, how deep does that part of the California go? Or we can talk about like tip of the spear, the best guys in each section. And so I don't know. I just feel like the amateur matches are hard to set up. It's usually a bigger swing, one or the other. It's more lopsided because there's less information on them. And usually in amateurs, there's the one style and it just overcomes the other style. It's like 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3. It's a lot of times.
Right.
And there's more info on the pros, so we can get closer matches, kind of, I feel like tighter knit matches. So I'm not sure. It kind of really goes.
Yeah, the reason I was thinking about that is because last year, you remember the score, like it jumped up like 9 ahead. You guys were like 9 ahead, and then it kind of came back close and this and that. Our ranked guys that went against each other, the matches were like almost 50% across the board. But the amateur matches that were added in there, that's where the 3-0, 3-0, 3-0 happened. And it completely changed, the scoreboard, which is fine. Like, the people who won were supposed to win. But I kind of like the idea of the dream team thing. Like, let's put together our baddest fucking dudes, and those are the ones who count for the trophy, and we can have 10 other matches, as well, going on at the same time, or something like that.
Or maybe maybe amateurs count for half a point.
like
2.5, or or 1.5, and then 2 amateur matches count as 1 point.
There we go.
Maybe we can do something like that. And I'm not trying to lessen that amateurs aren't nearly as important. Hopefully no one's taking it that way at all. I would just want, if it's me, the amateur matches, they're really hard to set up. They're just really hard to set up to know if it'll be a close match or just one guy's just usually way dominant over the other guy. Dominant.
Something organically that kind of happened, I feel like, at this last year's one. Maybe it was just the South guys. Maybe that's why they were 3-0ing some of the North amateurs. At least for the South ones, it seemed like it ended up being some that have been pulling at amateur for a little while and technically could make the jump soon to the open class. And I kind of like the idea of that as it almost being kind of like a christening, you know, for on both ends. Who are the top amateurs that are ready to try and, like, you know, pull open, maybe even throw themselves on the rankings. Jeffrey Ray, for example, ended up being one of those who, you know, had the match with me.
Well, I remember the conversations when we were setting up the amateur matches were like, I got this guy, Bill, whatever, who's been arm wrestling a year and he's about 160. Oh, cool. I got a guy named Joe Schmo. He's about that, about the same amount. All right, we'll put them together. Like, that was all the information we had. Like, we'd have no idea how they met. It was kind of like just a shot in the dark, which, because there's haven't been arm wrestling, not a lot of information, you know, so it's hard. It's really hard to set up good matches for amateurs.
And Todd Calazo says that there should be at least 2 or 3 youth matches for North versus South. I agree. I think
we got Elijah. Who wants some of that 15-year-old? He'll be 15 by then, right? 15 Elijah. Who wants some? Who wants a piece of that? You guys got any 15-year-olds up there? Ready?
I got some grown men that don't want no piece of that, man. We're gonna leave that alone.
How old's your well, what was it, your nephew or your cousin that I met at Friendsgiving?
Oh, my nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Oh, no, he just turned 18. That's a big boy right there, Keith.
Hey, I mean,
hey, Santino, how old are you? You look like about 16, 17.
Yeah.
No, you're young. How old are you? Tell me you're like 21, 20.
Close, 30.
Are you 30?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Holy wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm only 24. That's crazy. You're 30 though, man. That's wild. No, really, wow. You look young as hell. That's crazy.
I do.
Mike was saying here on the group chat, like an idea for the North versus South, maybe kind of what you were saying, Derek, the amateurs work at a different point scale for amateurs and pros and make it to where, you know, maybe they count for like a quarter of a point or something, but they wouldn't be the deciding factor in the overall win. Right. So I kind of like that a lot. You know, we'll have to definitely formulate some kind of thing that's fair for everybody. That, yeah, I just want people to get excited and have fun again, and you know, hopefully we can start getting some money out there for the matches and stuff like that, and to where it's, you know, a little bit more fun.
Well, we'll start. Me and Bridget are making finally got all the logos from all the teams, I think. So we're gonna we want to make some shirts as well with all the team logos on it in California. There's way more teams apparently than I thought. I'm getting messages from people I've never. They're like, yeah, this is my team. Like, I don't know how many. They got 2 people on their team. Like, this is my logo. But whatever. We'll blast this shirt full of logos. And also I can talk to her. Maybe we can do something like put up the price like $5, and the extra 5 goes to the event or something like that on the shirts. We can do that or something. You know, what I mean, put some money towards you guys for sure for the event. I'm down. So
that'd be awesome. Yeah, anything that I definitely, you know, want to keep it to where this doesn't hurt arm wrestlers at all. But anything that we gain, I just want to make sure, in case him and I are on board with the same thing. We want 100% to go back to arm wrestlers. So we obviously want to figure out a way. And I was like talking stupid shit. I'm like, let's do $1,000 for the winner of every match. Okay, cool. We can only do like 10 matches, right? You can't do nothing like that.
That's cool. But like, just like, this is in-house arm wrestling, bro. This is Californians figuring it out. Like, when you start that, like that money thing, then things are gonna get weird, right? Then guys that think they're big names are gonna start asking for more than the other guys, and this and that and this and that. Like, this is us handling our own in-house shit. That's a slippery slope to start going down.
Yeah. No, well, see, I'm glad you say that, because I want to keep it to where there's never like anything like that involved. This is just a fun yearly thing where we get, just like you just said, this is in-house. It's for arm wrestlers. Like Santino said to me like a year ago, this is an arm wrestling thing for arm wrestlers. And
I'd rather see that money go into like catering, food, bar tab, just boosting the event, you know, like just that. I'd rather see the money go into that.
Something like that.
Another massive B&B. What do you guys, maybe get a bigger one? What do you guys think about getting one like even bigger, but just for the South, and one bigger for the North? Or do you like that whole, like we had people from both sides staying at that last one? What do you think?
Oh, so since we won, we get like a mansion, and they have to stay in like a one-room house?
Oh, they both
Is that
get
what you're saying?
whatever they wanna get, you know?
Yeah, I mean, money going towards that would be fine too. I mean, if it's just kind of open, first 10 people sign up get to stay this Airbnb, whoever they are, whatever, or whatever it is like that. It's just I don't want the favoritism thing is gonna get weird. People come in with egos and get really weird. I'd rather just everybody be treated the same across the board for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying
agree
this
with
is the
that.
number one guy. All right. I gotta say that every once in a while, so while I can tell I'm too old. But I do. I love the North versus South thing. I plan to be there and support it. Hopefully, I imagine everybody's gonna be there. Andrew, I got Andrew a match, so he has something to focus on. Andrew, you missed it, man. Last year, this North versus South shit is real. There's shit talking in the room. If there's not, I will make sure it happens. That's the funnest stuff when we start yelling and cheering for South versus North. Like it was because it was a little too nice at first, and then I started yelling, and we start getting that like little back and forth. That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, it was.
See, I gotta learn how to control myself a lot though. Cause like when Leroy was talking smack to me, he was doing it in a friendly way, but I was like, I'm gonna destroy you. So that's why when we went, I was like, I have to give you everything. And then especially after getting flashed by Romo on my left, I was like, Benji busted out the cameras and I had to freaking go ham on my left with him because I was like, nah. So the aggression thing is cool, but I gotta learn how to take it and not take it to heart
an extent.
too.
To an extent.
Yeah.
You gotta know when to stop. I love that room. I love that North versus South room. I'm excited. It's in the exact same place, same brewery is the plan?
Yeah, exact same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody had good things to say, but I mean, with the except it is in Bakersfield. It's kind of a dead town, but I mean, we're just there to arm wrestle and have fun. I think it was good enough, and everybody liked the venue.
Did they sell a lot of beer? Was the business happy? Did we bring good business there?
Yeah. So, well, that was the cool part about it is, and that's why this year, the guy who owns the place is gonna put up a couple championship belts and stuff like that, like and try to make it a little bit more exciting. But he said that he had the best beer day that they've ever had since they've been open that day. They sold like $9 grand worth of beer.
Yeah,
so
keep drinking, arm wrestlers. Good. Yeah,
they were totally stoked. They loved us and yeah, they're the same way. They just can't wait for the next one. They're wondering why it's once a year.
Greed. Tell them somebody's so greedy. All right, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. The scoreboard was awesome. That was
Ballesteros and Partington was so crazy. That was such a crazy match.
That was an amazing match. Even how passionate Scott was afterwards. He's like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like that. It was. I was right there, and I was like, "Oh shit, I need to move." Yeah, it was really great though. That was an amazing match. So was Israel and Tony Tomlinson.
Yeah, Israel hung in there, man. I love that guy.
Yeah,
there was a lot of good matches at that.
That'd be a great event for me to pull Tom. Perfect setup for me to pull Tom.
Yeah, it would. Well, especially because he's gonna. That's the only place. Either that or Patterson is the only place that Tom will be able to be there with the arm benders in his corner. Right. Like the Mike McGraws and them guys who brought him up in this. That's the only place where they'll be able to see it. So hopefully it happens. Yeah, I think it would be really cool. And that was, I think, my favorite part of the vibe, man, is you had like the group of like the OG stand over here, Derek was sitting in the front row, and everybody's like over here. Everybody just had their little and screaming and holler. It was amazing. It was amazing. You had Caleb going, and Ricky was like on that stage so many times for people that were up there pulling, and he's like right there, like taking them off the side. Listen, you need to do this. Bill, that was a bullshit call, Bill. You know it. Like he was all into it.
Yep.
It was cool.
All right, Andrew, cool. I see you in your mask there, Andrew. I got you. Hold on. I got you.
All right, Dan, I think I'm gonna head off, man.
Oh, shit.
Thanks for having me.
Shit.
Take it easy. Yes.
What's up, bro? Sorry.
Good Lord, what are you guys doing in your spare time?
Hey, I run a podcast, bro. You gotta keep it fresh every once in a while.
Bro, you gotta wear that at one of your
Oh, boy.
Hey, Santino, there you go.
Fucking
Hey, that's a
Santino.
Naruto
There
mask.
we
I
go.
like that.
You know it.
Oh boy.
But Paul, I wonder, Paul, you pulled it north or south, didn't you, Paul? You had a match, didn't you? Oh, you're muted, Paul. You're muted. Right now.
There you go. Yeah, I had a match. Won my left, lost my right because of my injuries, but he beat me fair and square.
Who was it? Who'd you pull? I can't remember.
DJ was it? No, not DJ.
Yeah, DJ Galvan. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, DJ Galvan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, from my understanding, he was going to beat me. Everyone thought he was going to beat me left, and I was going to beat him right, but it was the opposite, or something like that. Yeah.
So Tom said, I talked to Megan Mike recently, and we say we want to see Mike and Tom pull, and apparently Tom told Mike he's only down to pull me in a super match. So I think I want to message Tom, obviously, but I'm thinking I'm gonna tell him one of the stipulations: if I win, you have to take a match with Megan Mike. But I want to see Megan Mike and Tom Nelson pull, right?
Well,
and so
I remember watching Brandon's. I just remember now I was watching Brandon's podcast with Mike on it, and Mike said he is going this weekend. So if he's going this weekend and Tom's going this weekend, they're definitely going to meet.
And Tom,
Derek,
if Tom goes in there with Mike,
you need to message Tom, Derek, and tell him that Mega Mike's going to be there pulling. You go. Yeah,
that might make him not want to go. No, I'm not going to say anything. I just want to show up and find out.
Yep.
Because he's going to go in there with Mike. He's going to go into Mike's power. That's not a place anybody wants to be. It's not a place anybody wants to go. Like, still within his weight class, Mike still never lost in a hook right-handed. I mean, he lost to Corey West in a hook. That's it. Right?
Yeah.
So, and Tom hooks. So, good luck. I don't go in there anymore. Screw that. I'm good. So, I don't know. Mike's such a beast, man. I really, he needs to get out there. All he messages me is, how do I get my name out there more? I'm like, well, travel, get out and have matches outside of California. You got to go. I know he's trying.
He was just added to the Tennessee Invitational. It's not till December, but there's like a lot of killers. Every weight class is a 32-man bracket. He's going to be one of the 7 Californians going out there to compete.
Tournaments, that kind of style is rough, especially for a hook puller, man. Like, unless you're blatantly way stronger than everybody, you get in that one war, that tournament gets real rough real quick. That's a top roller's dream for sure. But Mike's been working on that top roll. He might have a little top roll coming, maybe. The Asian killer, that must be Johnny.
Yeah, man. So Jaden Knight Sr. wants to know what your luchador name is, Derek.
I don't know. You guys come up with one. Tell Jaden to pick one for me. I have no idea. Yeah. Man. I'm excited picking the matchups for that too. But I hope everybody participates, man. It'd be really cool if Dallas and everybody is down to have a match in North versus South. I really hope so.
Yeah.
Well, his mask was blue, so you should call him Azul Grande, Big Blue.
Azul Grande.
What's your luchador name, Andrew?
I don't have one. Me and that have nothing to correlate.
Nah. Well, I know Johnny.
I don't want to get memed on.
Yeah. I know Johnny Dang's luchador name. It is the Asian Killer. What's up, Johnny?
What's up, guys?
So you've only got it out for the Asians at UAL, huh? None of them are safe.
Yeah, no, none of them are safe. I don't care if it's Little Derek or eventually I want, actually, you know what, like one of my goals, I want to get as strong as or stronger, strong enough to beat Christian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a tall order, man.
Oh, you just gotta go to the top.
That's just one of my goals, like he's such a, like he's kind of one of my big influences, obviously aside from our own team, but outside of our team, he's for sure, one of the influence, one of the people I want to get good enough to beat.
We talking Cabahug or Zepeda?
Not Zepeda. Cabahug.
Cabahug. Okay.
Just because he's Asian? Wait, because he's Asian is one of your big inspirations?
Well, outside of our team, yeah.
Racist.
I think he's my biggest Asian inspiration. I don't know of any other ones. Like, I mean, at some point, I might want to pull that Korean Hulk guy.
Oh shit!
You talking about the power?
Wait, is he the guy that came to our practice from Korea?
Yeah. No, that's not the Korean Hulk.
Okay.
Is it? Oh, I thought that was.
No.
I don't care whoever he is.
That guy was #1 in, was it Korea? Where his country left-handed. But he's not the Korean. The Korean Hulk is a guy that he's like a social media guy who arm wrestles as well, but he's not ranked top guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I don't care.
Okay. Well, Johnny, if nobody Asian is safe at UAL, I just want you to know that Derek Smith is 1.3% Asian. You didn't know that.
I think I'm related to Don.
Oh, Johnny, don't sign up for this.
No, yeah. Not ready yet.
I got some work to do left-handed though. I gotta get some wins here. I gotta become #1 left-handed too. Now that Tony's gone. All right. Oh, wait, there's always Vrej, but we don't count him. He doesn't count. All right. So wait, did you guys talk about that, by the way? Kane, did you guys talk about that today?
About what?
Vrej being ranked?
On the show, no, we haven't. But yeah, that has been a big talk in the California Arm Wrestling League's page. We've been chatting about it a little bit in terms of people being able to be ranked in multiple classes. And Vrej was used as an example in the conversation, even though there's several people that do compete in several classes that could be ranked maybe in other classes. But yeah, obviously Vrej is insane. And if we were to do that, he could be the #1 left-hand super heavyweight, I believe, at 185 pounds. Yeah. So
damn, Johnny's showing some skin today.
So let's go across the board a little bit and ask their opinion. So should we be ranked in multiple classes or just one? I want to know everybody's opinion.
I don't care.
No, you got to pick one, Will. Do you have to be ranked in your class or can you be ranked in multiple classes? What do you think?
You do care. On the poll, you said yes, multiple classes, right?
Well, I just said yeah, because if you're that fucking good, why not? But I mean, no one else is really that good, so it doesn't. I mean, you can't do it just for one guy.
The AIR's ranking system ranks you in multiple weight classes.
It brings you whatever you've ever pulled, yeah.
Right.
But that's more of an overall thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but some of that, some of that was, it's multiple classes, but some of that was not by choice. It was what they put me in.
Well, for example, Santino, he's probably gonna he might be doing 165 and 185. Mike's probably doing 165 and 185. You know, the Kringle poll I did up to 205 from 65. There's a lot of people that want to pull multiple classes, you know, and my whole side of the camp is, you know, if that's, you know, if that's what the brackets say, you know, and you win or you're third or whatever, then, you know, that's how it should reflect on the rankings. But, you know, I've heard some good insight on the other side. But what do you guys think? Santino, what do you think?
Yeah, so I think you can do both ways. Having people ranked in multiple classes can get tricky with tracking because let's say some lightweight guy, let's just use me as an example. I pull 65 and 85. So obviously I'm not in the top ranks at 65, but let's say I beat some heavier guys. Do the people above me ranked in the 165 also gain that rank in the higher weight class because they beat me in that weight class? Issues like that could become a problem where you get like maybe a dozen guys, but they dominate every class just because one of them wants to pull higher. Other than that, you can have it where it's just one puller. You pick which weight class is your main class, and then you have an overall ranking for like everyone. So I think depending on how the committee or whoever's in charge of ranking decides to do it, have it more organized. So where, let's say, if you're pulling multiple classes, let's situation where the lighter weight guy like wouldn't gain that additional heavyweight rank because they don't regularly compete in that heavier class. So that could be one issue of avoiding that. But then again, if you're better than that person, why would you not be ranked higher than them?
Right. I liked Cody Wood's comment on that. If he's going after, say, the number 2 guy in, say he's once a 165er and he wants to go. Well, no, okay. Let's say you're a 185er, okay, and you want to go after the best 185er, and that person happens to be a 165er that beat whoever is listed as the number 1 person. In his opinion, he's not really going against the number 1 person in the 185s. He needs to go against that 165er. So there's these little holes on all ends.
I just think that like I was telling you practice, I think if you put $5,000 on the line and you tell Vrej, all right, you have a super match of $5,000, he's gonna be like, all right, 175. Like whatever weight class they choose that is their best weight class, like that's the weight class they're in. Like and for someone to want to come out here, I want the best 185. He happens to be a 165 guy. So good for me. I'm 185. I mean, like, no, whatever if you want that big match, and have that big match at that guy's best weight. Like that's the weight that they would choose. And then the overall ranking, sure, of course, that's fine. But like, I think you should have one weight class because it gets
the
messy,
rankings. The rankings that we look at, it's not 0 to everything, right? Like it's 0 to 165. It's not then 0 to 185 and 0 to 205 and 0 to 232, right?
Sure it is.
Like it's 186 to 205 and then 206 to 232, right? Okay, so that right there lets us know that there should be a basis as far as the weight that you need to be a part of a class, right? You can pull up and like join the class just to pull and do extra things. This is my opinion. But if you're not that weight of a guy, then you shouldn't be ranked there. There is a difference, like Santino is saying. If you're going to be the number 185 guy, and then you pull in the overalls, and you're the overall whatever number 3 guy, that's different. But to be a guy that's at that weight and then can just join anything, and I'm never one to hear, like Santino said, he might get pulled against this guy or that guy to just take a rank. And yes, Bresh is an anomaly. I mean, he's a super special guy, and I'm sure the dude can give anybody problems. But there was a reason why Brzezinski pulled the 95 kilos at Zlatitur and then pulled the overall with the winner of the supers. There's a reason for that, right? So, and John was still considered the open weight champion because he would a lot of times win that. But I mean, I think that's how it should be. There should be the overall or open weight after the winners of each classes, right?
Oh, what do you think, Paul?
Otherwise, Derek is number 1 in every class from 165 to super heavyweights.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Like if you don't have to be a certain weight to join the class moving up, like why do you have to be a certain weight to join down? I'm just, I understand. Obviously, it's giving up weight, so that I'm just being facetious, but it should kind of have a criteria. And it's like if it's 0 to 165 and then 166 to 185, well, then you should at least be 166 pounds if you're trying to be ranked in that class, not 160 or 155.
Right.
Again, that's just my opinion. It's just like one of the ways that I look at it. It's not to say it's the best way or that it should be, but it's just one of the things I think about.
Right.
Now, could Bresh go out and, win first place in every class? I mean, probably. We've seen him join 5 classes several times and win all of them. So, who knows? But
well, I think it is good to discuss these things. The California ranking system that Caleb kind of got going. It's all still relatively new, and we're all like amped and getting on board. So yeah, these are some of those tricky things. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, I agree with like Derek and all that. He should be, whatever weight class he is. If it's 185, that's the weight class he should be ranked in. I mean, because I go my weight class to 232, but then I go supers and I beat some of the guys. So if that's the case, then I should be ranked number 4 because I beat the number 4 guy. But in my weight class, I'm 7. It all varies. It all depends on the day you have and what day they have. But I think that whatever weight class you are, that's where you should be ranked. Now, you go other weight classes. Yeah, you go other weight classes. You beat those people. You don't beat those people. But, it'd be too confusing. It'd be like like the Aries, I'm ranked at 198s, 220, 242, and supers. I'm ranked in all 4 of those classes in the Aries,
Sure.
but for the California thing, I think for states or whatever, it should be whatever weight class you are, that's where you're ranked. Now you go other weight classes or overalls, great, but whatever weight class you are, that's
And
where you should be ranked.
especially in tournaments. Like if we're talking about tournament arm wrestling too, where everything's flawed, like every match someone's tired, or like especially when crazy shit happens at tournaments, like the base rankings of that, even in doing multiple classes, oh my god. And then Reg loses an overall to a guy that's lighter than him. Suddenly he's ranked in the 185s and the 200. Yeah. It's just like
messy. It's too messy. I mean, it's not correct as it is right now with some of the rankings, but I just can't imagine you're going to have multiple people in all these different weight classes. And it's just going to be basically, it doesn't matter. The rankings don't count now. Like you're ranked this, and that, you're ranked number 1, but it doesn't matter because now you're in different weight classes, or that person goes different weight class and beat you at a lower weight class, or Alan Fisher goes and he competes at 232. Now he's the right hand 232, 165, or it's just too much.
Most of us know.
It's kind of the same as somebody going to a different state and then they beat the number 1 guy. They don't, like 99% of the time, they don't now become the number 1 guy in a different state. Like if Derek goes and pulls a guy in Louisiana tomorrow, is he going to be on their rankings as the number 1 guy? No, they're going to keep their residents as the people that are there on the rankings. It's the same type of thing. It's because you don't belong, right? So if you don't belong in the weight class, pull it for fun, but that's all it is.
So the only ones that benefit are the ones that go up.
Right. If they were to be
because for instance, look at when I pulled in the World Series of Arm Wrestling in that 76 class, Vazgen, Fisher, and DeVete all finished below me, but it didn't benefit me in any way because they're a lower weight class. See, they got me ranked at 85, but I pulled in I always pulled in 76. But in that World Series, they had a 0 to 76.
Right. Okay.
They had a 0 to 76. So having the 0 to 176, all those guys pulled in the upper weight class. So they might benefit from that being lighter, but like for me, I didn't get anything by being placed above them because they were a lower weight class.
Right. Johnny,
that class had different weight classes than what the California rankings are.
Right.
185, 185. That's 175. So we don't have a 175. So it really doesn't count either way.
Well, right. Well, it used to be that way because all my trophies on the wall are 55 to 76.
No, yeah, I agree.
That was back in 98.
Some of these guys weren't alive. Derek, were you alive in 98?
Yeah.
Well, you guys better start living.
No, I'm 20. I'm 23. So, wait, was I? Hold
on. Eat a lot of fish.
Okay, well, say there is an overall ranking. What maybe like a top 10 or something like that. How would you guys calculate that? What's the best way to figure that out?
Well, it's initially kind of with the overalls. I mean, it's like the same thing. Like I said, with Zloty, like they would take the winners of each classes, and then there'd be an overall, right?
Well, how is the California?
I don't know if they still currently are doing that, but
by first place person of every weight class.
Put that up. What's that?
So you're saying the first place competitor of every weight class, it would go down?
Yeah, like you know how they do an overall, right? Like at the end of a tournament,
yeah,
right. So that would be kind of the same. It kind of falls right into that's how you make an overall ranking, right? Is you have the winners of all these classes end up meeting anyways at the end of a tournament and or whatever. Unless what are you going to take the guys, the 165 winner and put him against the 205 winner or something in a super match? There's no other way to see it, like an overall ranking as opposed to tournaments and the winners of each class is meeting up.
Well, if you go by a point system,
I just don't know how there'd be a
has the
first,
most
second,
points.
third, fourth, fifth, down to 10th, how you establish that. But I do like, I don't know if this can factor into it. Derek, you and I were talking about, I think you were saying Texas has their own ranking system just for super matches. And
I don't know if it's just for super matches, but I think to climb up, I think you have to beat someone in a super match. I think their official rankings, but they have it like where you can't, the fifth guy can't challenge the number one guy. You can only go up a certain like 1 or 2 rankings and challenge. And then there's like parameters, like you have to accept a super match within a certain time frame, or there's like rules to it, like of where they make sure the matches happen. And you can't just
like that.
everything, protect your rankings and stuff like that.
I think they're having one coming up, don't they? Don't they have a rankings tournament coming up in Texas right now?
They have tournaments like every weekend. Like every weekend in Texas, they have events.
Do they? I don't know. I just saw a flyer for it.
But really, I mean, this whole Reg thing is just to keep him away from me. Let me be able to tell people I'm one of the best guys left-handed, right? I don't want to talk about Reg. Keep me safe. Keep him away from me so I sound cooler to people when I tell them how good I am left-handed. No, really, like he's a monster. And that's the thing is we all know, everybody knows, Reg doesn't care. We all know how good he is. Like, if you come out here and you're from California, you know he's the man left-handed. Like even the super heavyweights, we know. We all give him his due diligence. Like some list doesn't mean anything. Like in terms of that, like weird.
And he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Little caveman, little mini caveman.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's different. He's not right.
Maybe you just need to make Reg the lineal champion.
Dude, I can't beat him left-handed. I can't. I don't think some people think I can. I don't think I can. I don't think I can beat him left-handed, to be honest. So I'd barely be able to crack that wrist.
If you go inside, it's going to be a long day.
No, even when I crack that wrist, he'll be like,
right, I know.
Didn't he beat Tony? He beat Tony.
Yeah. He's the man left-handed, fresh for sure.
Yeah.
When he smiles at you, you know it's over.
I mean, you know Reg is special when in a hook, right-handed in Mega Mike's power, Mike beats him and the crowd goes wild. You know what I mean? That's how you know Reg is the man. Giving up like X amount of pounds and hanging there with Mike. And everybody's so happy for Mike when he beats Reg. I was like, oh, he should beat him. Hold on.
Yeah.
He's that dude's real, man.
By the way, I did get your comment earlier, Derek, about making Veronica and
Devin's forum. They're both moderators in my channel. They do a good job. They plug links and stuff all the time. They're great.
Yeah, I wanted to. I don't know if you get
Veronica's
this.
a really good moderator.
I don't know if you get this on your live streams, but like the little YouTube page that you have that's kind of running live, that froze up on me. So I can't see any chats. I can't see anything on the actual YouTube live streaming page. I have to go to like what people are watching right now, like you know what I mean? And I don't think I can control from there. So question, if I was to like during a live stream, if I was to refresh that, would it boot us all off?
I have no idea. I mean, it looks like it already booted Mike off, if you haven't noticed.
I think Mike is
Mike is buffering.
Mike already got disconnected earlier. He's been disconnected for a while.
Mike's buffering.
That's exactly the way he looked at the Kringle poll before he whooped everybody.
That's true, dude. He didn't whoop everyone.
Oh,
Hey,
also,
Johnny.
I just wanted to point out, since the camera might not be working, but Johnny, I saw you putting soy sauce on your arms earlier. What was that about?
You know what? It's not soy sauce. I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate the tone. So the reason why I missed Sunday's practice was because it was the Asian American Expo, and my daughter is into that kind of stuff. So she's, I think we all know that she's our adopted daughter, so she thinks she's half Vietnamese anyway. But I went there and I was like, hey, what do you have that's for muscles? And they sold me this thing.
The Panda Express soy sauce? Or,
Yeah, it's basically just fish sauce. And my arms smell like shit now, and I can't get rid of it.
Hey, Johnny, if you back up, Johnny, if you back up a little bit and put your hands on that little table in front of you, I feel like I could walk up and put my hands there and you work on my nails. Right in front of you. I feel like, oh yeah. That was a good one. This is how our team works, guys. If you're watching this and you're not on our team, all we do is racial jokes at practice all day, every day. So don't read into it too much.
Hey, Paul, check it out. I got my towel.
There you go. Doing it wrong, but hey, you got it.
Well, shit. What? Couldn't remember exactly.
Are you doing the Travis Bajent thing?
No. What is that?
Well, Travis in his old seminars, he used to promote utilizing a towel. So what you do is
that what you're talking about, Paul?
Yeah, that's where I learned it from, and it works for me.
I don't really have a small towel handy, but it should be like a hand towel, a small hand. And Travis preaches getting used to being comfortable in your palm and having things in your palm and never in your fingers. So what he would do while he's working is he would put a towel and make sure it's wrapped really tight in his palm and not his fingers. And all night he would sit there and he would squeeze that towel to get used to having something in his palm at all times, and just getting used to like repositioning and he wanted it so when he grips up with somebody, it feels weird if they're putting pressure on his fingers because he's used to only having pressure in his palm. And so sit there and squeeze his palm over and over again with the towel. And that was Travis's thing.
Yeah, that's what I took it from, and then all I did was instead of gripping it like this, I grip it more like this with my fingertips because that's what's going to open my hand up. And then so when I do the towel, I just do fingertips and squeeze, and that's really helped.
And I'm trying to pull from all of you guys because I know that my weakest point is probably
your back like this.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be
basically this knuckle. Your door knocking knuckle should never be above your punching knuckle. It should always be flat or below at all times when you're doing it.
I normally knock with my heel.
Well, whatever. Knock with my heel.
Just continue doing nails.
There you go. Look at Don. Don's got something going on there. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, there he's using his fingertips right there.
All right.
That's how I like how you didn't. I like how you didn't kick Mike. You're just leaving him here.
Just leave him, dude. Just leave him. He's so serene.
He's passed out.
Kane, you have to make a meme out of that, bro. You have to.
Oh man,
Mike sleeping right there.
Poor guy.
We should do like a Brady Bunch thing. Hey, I don't know where it's at on your screen, Kane.
We could draw on him. Like
Kane, I don't know where we're at on your screen, but we should do one where we all look at him. Like you tell us, Derek, you look down, Santino, you look bottom left. We all look at him and then you screenshot it. Like we're all just staring at it. Because for me, I'm right above him. I don't know where I'm at on your guys' screen.
Yeah, I'm to
my
opposite.
Right.
Hey,
bottom.
You're like this.
On an actual computer, how do you screenshot again? Command something or other.
Control.
Wait, so no mask, Derek?
No, because you gotta look at the eyes. Like the eyes have to be seen visual.
Oh, I gotta look this up now. Yeah,
Johnny, make sure you open your eyes real wide.
See, for me, he's right here. For me, he's right below me. He's center, middle.
I'm gonna ignore that.
I'm just messing with you. I love you.
Press, hold these three. Shift, command, and 3. I'm gonna do a practice round. Okay. Shift, command.
Hold on.
All right, we're good. Okay, so what are we doing there? Looking at him and doing what?
It's gonna be like the Brady Bunch. Remember in the Brady Bunch, so they all kind of look at each other when they're in their little different things.
Yeah,
they kind of interact. So like that, but let's all look at Mike, and then you take.
I don't know where I'm at. Where am I at?
That's what I'm saying. Kane has to tell us on his screen where we're all at. Like where's Mike in comparison to me? Is he right?
Okay, so Don,
you gotta look right. I think right.
Yeah, Don, you gotta look to your right. Look to your right. Let me make sure my Yep. Okay. Same with you, Johnny. You're gonna be looking way over to your right, past Don. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do this.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Right.
Yeah. And then Paul, you got to look to your right and down.
Oh,
no, you're backwards.
Other way.
Yeah, the other way and down. There you go. Yeah. Okay. And then even steeper for you, Derek. To your other way.
And we're all going to be looking at him.
Yep. Yeah, but Derek, tilt your face a little towards the screen.
Yeah.
The funny thing is his volume hasn't turned down at all. So.
Yep.
Hurry up before my wife asks questions what I'm doing.
This is really strangely fun. Okay, so Josh, you're gonna look straight down.
Ready?
No, more. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Yep. And you got to do the same thing, Andrew. Look way down. Way down. Yeah. Like Andrew, you should do one of these though, since Josh is below you. You should like kind of like tilt to the
Like
side.
I'm looking over.
Down. Like you're looking around Josh and down. There you go. There you go. Okay.
Right, we all good?
Now Santino, you're the last one. Yep. Exactly. Just like that. But I would reach your head like towards the screen, like you're reaching way over everybody. There we go. Okay.
All right. Now, Kane, you look too, and then hit the buttons.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Okay. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Wait, let me try it again. One more. Okay, ready? 1, 2.
Did you get it?
I think.
We got to see this. Though. How can we see this?
We should all do it when we're all asleep. We should all be asleep now.
Yeah, no, we should all do it when we're passed out. This is how the podcast goes.
Everyone passed out.
This is hilarious.
Okay, wait. Mine looks a little messed up. Let's do it again.
Uh-oh.
Wait, the looking one?
That hurts.
Happened. Okay, here we go. Yeah.
Places.
So I need to be like, okay, here we go. I think I got it. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. I think that was the one. Checking. All right. There we go.
Wait, can you share it? Is there like a chat or something you can share it in that we can see it or something?
Yeah. Let's share it right now.
Screen share.
Can we do the one we're all sleeping?
We do it when we're all sleeping. Hell, if it was me and my friends, we'd be doing something else.
Yeah, where's the Sharpies?
Yeah, there should be the chat on the right. Share it in the chat, Kane, so we can see. I really want to see this.
Okay, screen share.
I love that everybody understood the Brady Bunch reference.
Yeah, no shit, huh?
Oh, here we go.
Oh shit! Let me see.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, look, I'm pointing at him. Look,
That's
honey,
pretty funny.
we're all looking at him, and I'm pointing at him.
That's pretty funny.
That's good.
Like Johnny's leaning back, like he's just like, "What are you doing?"
We're doing a massage. We're doing a massage there. What's going on?
That's great.
That's great. All right. Good.
Okay, here we
Good.
go. Stop
That's good.
share. Okay,
there
guys.
is something.
So on that note, I think I'm going to wrap it up.
All right.
And everyone in the chat, it looks like Brandon Stewell just dropped in, our teammate. Good to see you, man. Everyone in the chat and you guys on the show, if we can, before UAL this weekend, let's all do our best to share the episode, share the event. Let's really blow this up. I want to see a really good California turnout at UAL this weekend. And I really appreciate all of you for tuning in. And yeah, you too, Mike.
You too, Mike.
Peace out, Mike. It was nice talking to you today, brother.
Mike,
I see you.
Mike.
I just want you to know I hate you. I hate everything about you.
Everybody on three, wake up, Mike.
Your face looks stupid when you sleep, Mike. You look so stupid.
Mike. Hey.
Hey, really quick before I go, now that I'm taking over the team for Alan, everyone knows how Alan is. You know, he's there, but I'm going to try to bring Team Fisher and all the guys, because we're getting a kind of big practice now. Try to get more exposure for Team Fisher, and I'm going to be taking over. I got everyone's shirts. I bought everyone's shirts. I didn't expect them to pay me back. Some did. I just wanted to kind of get like a thing going, you know, and try to go. I'm going to go Saturday. I'm going to go support. I can't go Sunday. And like I said, unless my wife wants to go, but try to do more, bringing Team Fisher more out. You know what I mean? Because there really wasn't anything. It was just Alan.
Maybe,
you know,
maybe we can do a thing where like a bunch of us travel down to you and kind of like in celebration of that. That'd be kind of cool.
because right now
Long drive, Johnny. Hold on, Johnny.
It's San Diego, bro. It's
Hold on.
Whoa.
The practice we're having it is deep in it's by in Chula Vista, so it's kind of far down. It's almost not too far away from the 905, if you know where that's at.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of far. I mean, we'll, I'm gonna try to get more guys going to those big Sunday practices every once a month and stuff. But just trying to do more
Hey,
exposure.
Johnny, a volunteer to pay for all the gas money, travel expenses.
Dude, I'll drive. I got space for 5 bodies.
I'll be there. I'll be there Sunday. If I see anybody in Team Fisher outfit, unless they're going against my guys, I'll help coach them up and cheer for them and stuff like that.
No, I appreciate that. Like I told Derek last time, I like how Derek, he goes even though he's not pulling. He goes try to support his team, try to go there. I mean, even the North versus South, I had my longtime friend, coach of 37 years. I'm up on the table, and where's he at? He's out eating or doing Alan's own little thing, and Derek's the only one that came up to kind of like, hey, this is what you're doing or whatever. And I really appreciate
Team South,
that.
bro. Oh, I love you. You're Team South. We're all good.
But I mean, even in tournaments, unless I'm going against your guys, but even in tournaments, you're always trying to help people out, and I like, and I really always enjoy that how you do that, and I tried to do that too, even though it was Alan's team, but I always try to coach the guys as best as I can. And I'm just going to try to continue and grow on that. So just going to try to make Team Fisher a little bit more exposed and a little bit more bigger than it really has.
That's what we all have to do, man. All raising tides, raise all ships or whatever. Like, what I'm talking about? Like if we have to be the ones to help the sport grow. It's the arm wrestlers in the end. We're the ones that care about it the most. So it's not some sponsor. It's not some rich dude. It's not some league. It's the arm wrestlers are the ones that have to push it and make things happen. So
and that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do for Team Fisher, and I enjoy coaching and stuff. And
I love it, dude. There's so much potential in San Diego. There's like 9 teams in LA, 1 team in San Diego that's barely been a team up until now. And there's so much potential. It's a huge city. There's so many people. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, wanted to throw that out there.
I feel like Santino's about to do a rap and then put us on YouTube. Like with his fucking microphone setup, dude.
He should.
He's like, hey, my name's Santino. Can I do a freestyle rap for you guys?
Start a cipher after
challenging words.
Hey, Paul, you should bring your since you're so close to Mexicali, you should bring them all down to the Mexicali event coming up.
Well, yeah, I'm going. Which one? The one in July,
May, I believe it is May. Yeah, it's a ways out, but it's a good one. I think everyone should go to it.
He reached out.
Champ down there,
I'm actually working on getting my passport. So Derek, I won't get stuck over there if we go anywhere in Mexico or like
dude, Mexico's
parts like
legit.
that. Right?
I don't have a passport. I go over there.
I love going to Mexico, man.
So the one May 4th, that's because there's another one that Hector's doing in June or July?
July.
So the big one's in May, because he wrote I can't remember who's running that, but he wrote me and see if I'm going to be able to go or not. He's going this weekend, I think, and he's going to talk to me about it. So I don't know if he wants to do a super match or just wants me to go or just wants to know if I'm going to go. So,
Derek, you still the champ down there?
Dude, Mexico undefeated champ, bro. And I went to nationals and I pulled all their guys granted I was fresh and it was after the event, but I pulled all the first place guys back to back me and mom. Number 1 in Mexico. That's my place. I don't think I've ever lost in Mexico. No, I've never lost.
Sounds like a Scott Warren thing. Everyone pulled for 4 hours. I came and I beat everyone. No one's strong.
I'm telling you right now, it would have happened fresh too. I'm telling you, it would have happened. It would have happened fresh too.
But no, there's some badass
than
anything I've ever said.
Oh yeah,
I'm just way bigger than all of them. Just way bigger than every guy that was there. So like way bigger.
You're a lot bigger than anybody.
All right, we get it. Mexicans are small, Derek.
Well, just the ones that arm wrestle, apparently. They're not small. I'm just saying. There's not a lot of really big for everybody.
It's all right.
No, Derek, Paul, do you guys remember?
The heavier I'm gonna get.
So I was talking about that guy that called me out. He was just some random dude. He had a super match at the last SoCal Arm Fest, and he beat the guy that looked like Freddie Sanchez.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he wanted to push.
You know what I'm talking about?
He's a big dude. Yeah.
Yeah, the real big dude. He called me out.
Yeah.
Which guy is that?
I don't know what the hell.
I know who he is. I can't think of who you're talking about that looks like Freddie Sanchez.
He just had the super match at the last Arm Fest.
Well,
He
Big
went
Alan
after
will know.
me and Roma, I think.
Who do you have the match with?
Right.
Was it the little Mexican guy?
Yeah, the littler Mexican guy. Yeah.
His wife was there too with him.
I don't know, but the guy that lost, I think he was from San Diego.
Dude, Alan Hansi needs to be in these podcasts. Dude, we've
I
viewed
don't
him in
know.
here like
I
10
have to see a
times.
face. I have to see a face. I don't know.
Yeah, the guy you won a match with, I believe, is from San Diego. He's a nice guy. I pulled with him, and the one who he was going against was more here
Well, you're
somewhere.
not talking about Sergio, right?
No.
Yeah, I have him on Instagram. I forgot his name though.
Because Sergio had a match recently, right? Didn't he? But it's not Sergio. Sergio doesn't call people out. Sergio's way too passive. He's way too nice. He doesn't call
Big Sergio? No, not Sergio. He doesn't call anybody out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. So he was from my team. Did he have a super match up there?
I don't think he was on your team.
Or
yeah,
did he pull with Carl?
I don't know.
Carl, I don't know. I know he looked like Freddie Sanchez.
No, I think his name is David Beltran.
I don't know who that is. But big Alan to know. Alan to know the guy's name, and he can set it up because he was, he runs that.
Huh.
Yeah,
he's a big dude. But yeah, he's a big.
Yeah,
dude.
he's big, but his bicep his connectivity is not quite there yet.
Ooh, talking shit, throwing all kinds of. All right, shade. I see it, Johnny.
So what Johnny said, I could beat both of them at the same time, basically.
That's true.
Definitely.
And then he saw you and he was like, I just don't like your face. I'm gonna beat you. I just don't like the way you're
That's
sitting.
what I did I do that all the time, dude. Well, that's what I get. The first time I competed at the compounds, like one of their first tournaments in Harbor City, that was my first competition. I said that about Leo. I was like, I don't know who that kid is, but I don't like his face. And then Kringlepool comes around and he smokes me. So I'm gonna stop.
Just to be fair, I want to go again with that dude Leo. I want to read him because it's super heavyweight, and I still ended up getting a pin on him. I want to go with him again.
Oh, I want to go.
I won't even gain weight. I'll stay at under 204. I'll go with Leo again.
Oh, I want to drop weight and still beat him. Like, he's good. His hand and wrists are really, really, really strong.
Oh, are you talking about the
you guys are both easy.
Huh?
Is he the compound guy?
Yeah. The compound kid with the long curly hair.
Yeah.
He's like the nicest kid on the planet, but I have to get a win on him now because he beat me.
Been on it for too long. I need to sign off.
I know.
You're gonna be working.
All right, let's do this. Thanks everybody. Yep. Don't forget to plug UAL coming up this weekend. Let's blow it up. Have a great night. I really appreciate you guys.